Big Ronnie saying if you don't watch this guy's YouTube channel, you're making a big mistake.
How you doing? Hopefully well. Hopefully you can hear me well. If you can't, let me know, please. I had the camera taken apart and everything moved around while I was out of town, and so putting it all back together, sometimes I get goofy audio. So please let me know if you can't hear me, and I will make the necessary adjustments. But Sean 420, what's up? How you doing? Antonis, what's up? Thanos, how you doing? Hey, I want to talk about some things that happened over the last few days, including my trip to Las Vegas. So a couple things that did happen, a couple things that did not happen. And I'm going to go over my pickups, things that I got at Zia Records while I was out there, and a couple things that I got from my good friend John Ward while I was out there as well. So it was a lot of fun. Oh, and something cool I got from the hotel I stayed at. So some fun stuff to talk about. But before I get into any of that, I do want to say this. If you follow me, social media, this didn't go onto Instagram, but I did post something on Facebook earlier today. Antonis, I thank you for the comment there about the Facebook post. This is my take on things. For the last few years, and I won't be long on this. We'll get into the movies and the fun stuff real quick. But for the last few years, I've been kind of tiptoeing around, speaking my mind about not necessarily just politics, but life in general, things I believe in. I've been kind of towing the company line because I don't want to offend events. I don't want to offend venues. I don't want to offend businesses that may prevent me from getting invitations to places. I want to be able to go and see and experience these things in a lot of these places. Don't want controversy. And I understand where they're coming from. And I get that. From a business perspective, I could say I would do the same thing. From a personal standpoint, and that's where I've kind of had to decide with this YouTube channel. Is this a business YouTube channel or is this a personal YouTube channel? And I definitely have come to the conclusion this is my personal YouTube channel where I enjoy talking with friends and, hanging out, talking about cool movies, things coming up, exciting conventions, goofy trips to Vegas, having some beers or whatever, having fun. It's a break from reality, and I don't want it ever to be like a drag or you not to want to watch because you're like, oh man, OGP is going to be hard on politics all night or something like that. I don't want it to be that. But I did post something on Facebook earlier today, and I do just want to briefly touch on that. And that is, in no way, shape, or form am I trying to tell anybody that I don't respect your opinions, or that I don't believe everybody has a right to an opinion, or that that your opinion is stupid. In no way am I trying to say any of that. What I am saying is I'm trying to be as accepting of everybody as I would like to be, treat others as you want them to treat you kind of thing, So I've been tolerant of seeing people post hateful comments about things or people that I believe in or care about, and I just can't do it anymore. So if you're on here, if you're on Instagram or Facebook, and you're constantly slamming things that I believe, constantly, bad mouthing, Just say it. If you're on there, you want to call Trump an orange man, fine. You got to let me call Joe Biden Sleepy Joe. But if you want to sit here and generalize and say all Republicans are racist, I'm just going to block you. And we're not even going to talk about it. If you want to come on here and say Trump is a racist, I'm just going to block you because he's not. Like, come on, get your head out of your ass. He's not. Okay. If he was, he'd be doing something else with his life. Okay. If you're going to come out here and just start saying all these hateful, controversial things, I'm just going to block you from typing on the channel, block you from typing on, or me having to see what you're saying on Facebook. If you're coming out and you're saying, hey, OGP, these are the reasons I believe what I believe, or I disagree with you, I am all up for a good conversation. I love talking politics. I don't really do it here, but I love talking politics or talking about religion or different things, because I here's the thing. Like, I could slam. I get this all the time. I see people that want to bash religion and be like, oh, like religious people are stupid. You believe in God, or you believe in the Bible, or you believe in these things, and that's dumb. Well, half of the same people that bash that stuff believe because Mercury is in retrograde that it's impacting their life. How in the heck would that correlate to your life? So you might have something I believe in. You might have something I don't. Okay, but I'm not going to sit here and bash you. Don't sit here and bash me. Let's just talk about things we enjoy. Let's appreciate each other and each other's views, and let's have fun talking with movies. Okay, if I'm the hateful stuff, I've been trying to be tolerant. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm just going to start blocking. Okay. With that being said, we're going to move on. Last thing I'll say about this: if you follow me on Facebook, you will get to know me a lot more personally. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll get to know about the movies and things I love doing and stuff. If you watch here, you're going to get mostly me talking about movies and fun stuff. So that's what we're doing. That's why we're here. Let's talk about this. I went to Las Vegas. I had told you all I was going to do a live stream from the Mirage, and I was going to do a live stream from Fremont Street. The Mirage closed a day earlier than I thought. I thought I was going to be able to get in there Wednesday night and do a live stream at the Mirage. Well, it closed in the afternoon, so I was not able to get out there and do the live stream from the Mirage before it closed. So I apologize about that. I thought it was closing a day later. Then Thursday, we were filming. We had a movie shoot that we were doing, and Matt was supposed to be on set with us helping out, and Matt had something come up, and he was not able to be there. So we kind of took it up the butt, and we had to do the best we could, being short one person. So the shoot went a little bit longer, and by the end of the day, I was wiped out. We were all wiped out because it was just a long shoot. So I got back to the hotel, which I will talk about in just a moment here because I had something pretty cool from there. I got back to the hotel, and I laid down, and I was done. I have never done this, that at least I remember. But I think by 11 o'clock at night, I was in bed in Las Vegas in a hotel. Now, it's one thing. I've been at Matt's and been in bed early because we've had to get up for movie shoots or whatever. But at a hotel in Las Vegas, and I did not have one sip of alcohol the entire weekend. Not one beer, not one sip of alcohol I say weekend, but it was the entire time I was there. So I apologize for not having either of those live streams, but we did have a very productive, a great movie shoot. It worked out very well. I'm excited about it. And we'll talk about what all that was about here in a little bit, but we had a great movie shoot and we were exhausted. We were wiped out afterwards. So went and rested. And afterwards we were on the way home, and I was driving John and Miranda home. And as we were getting close to Miranda's house, I got a phone call. It was my daughter who left. She's not in Korea anymore because she got on her ship, her Navy ship, and they floated, and they're somewhere else in the world that I'm not allowed to. Well, she didn't even tell me, but I could kind of guess based on some things It would be one of a few different places, but I'm not going to do that because she's just not supposed to talk about where they are, because that's classified information. I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you, and we can't do that. I can't do that. I don't know where most of you live. But I did get to talk to her for a little while, and that was awesome because I'd not talked to her in about a month. So I was glad to hear that she was happy. She was enjoying Navy life. And I was really thrilled to have that conversation. So it turned out to be a great day, a great trip. I had a lot of fun. And because the first day when I got into town and I was going to go to the Mirage, I couldn't do that because the Mirage was closed. I wound up going to Zia Records. I went to one Zia and I was in there for like 3 hours. I went to another Zia and I was there for an hour, and then they kicked me out because they were closing, or else I probably would have been there longer. But I had a lot of fun walking around Zia Records and hoarding up on movies. I had about 5 other movies in my hand that I put back because I was like, I'm spending enough money here. I'm gonna put some of these back. But and the sad thing is, most of the movies I put back were on my list. I was able to cross with some of these pickups I'm going to show you here in just a minute. I was able to cross some of the names on my list off, and there was a few more that I found, but a couple of them were pretty pricey. So I was like, maybe I'll hold off for now on those. So anyways, I had a lot of fun at Zia Records and did the movie shoot, got to talk to my daughter, had a nice lunch before we went up to the shoot. I rode up there with John and Miranda, and we stopped and had a nice lunch at Cafe Zupa. It's a restaurant that I think originally started in New York City, and now they have locations wherever else, but they have them in Las Vegas. Cafe Zupa, I love them. And if you ever get a chance, if you want some soup, salad, or sandwiches, healthy, delicious stuff they make there in-house, I recommend it if you ever see one of those. Cafe Zupa. So we had a nice lunch. So it was a great trip. It was a really great trip. And then I got to the hotel. When I drove into town, I got to the hotel, checked in, and at the Four Queens, they never have resort fees. And that is why I love the Four Queens. And it's funny because I had issues with like the Four Queens and the Hotel Apache because they're the same owner, but I had issues. They didn't respond. I was frustrated. I kind of swore them off, but they do things to try, and they care about their customer service. Maybe they don't respond when you bitch at them, but they care about their customer service. They try to do things to enhance the experience for the customer. More than I can say about Vinegar Syndrome. Vinegar Syndrome just don't give two shits. You buy their stuff or you don't. They don't care. And a lot of people buy their stuff because they put out some good movies. It's funny. I was talking to Master Chaos about that. I was like, I'm having trouble holding on to my Vinegar Syndrome boycott because they're putting out too much stuff that I want to own. So I'm going to cave, and I'm going to be buying some Vinegar Syndrome stuff probably at the Black Friday sale. But as far as the Four Queens Hotel, Fluffy and I have stayed there for years now. We've always loved it. I've stayed there with Wet Movie 1, Cinestalker. I don't remember whoever else, but lots of people. I stayed there with my wife before, brother-in-law and stuff. But now, when you go there, they have free parking. A lot of hotels, you have to pay for parking. You have to pay the resort fee and your room for the night. Free parking, no resort fee. You just pay for your room. And but the one catch is, the caveat is, you have to have a Players Club card to get free parking. Fine, no big deal. You walk over, get the Players Club card, bring it back, show it to the desk. They give you the free parking thing. But now, when you get your Players Club card once a month, if you rent a room, so you go there, you stay for a night, you get the room. If you have a Players Club card, you get a free T-shirt. So if I was to go back next week, I could just book the room under my wife's name or whoever I'm staying with, and then they could get the free shirt. But for me, with your Players Club card, once a month. But this is very cool. I'm digging the shirt. So check this out. This is the shirt they gave me. I stay at the Four Queens Hotel and Casino because, on the back side, no resort fee ever. One of very, very, very few hotels in Las Vegas that has no resort fees. So free T-shirt, free. And because things shrink and all that, I think they had up to 3X, but I got a 2X because I like my shirts like nice and baggy and stuff. So there it is. Free free t-shirt from the Four Queens Hotel. I was very happy with that. I thought that was cool. It was a nice, pleasant surprise for me. So then I went to Zia Records. After I got in, checked in, put my stuff down in the hotel room, and went to Zia Records. And so I picked up some things at one, picked up some things at the other, and I don't remember what I got at which. So I'll just go through all those. But first, let me look at some of your comments here. Let's see. You can hear me? Decent. Thank you, Sean, 420. Let's all be happy. Correct. 100%. That's all I want. I just want to have fun, hang out, enjoy each other. Who cares? You believe one thing, I believe another. More power to you. That is one of the best things about living in the United States, aside from just our freedom in general, is that we all get to have different opinions, and none of us are going to get stoned for it. None of us are going to get our limbs chopped off for it. None of us are going to get beheaded for it. You're allowed to have an opinion, and that's one of the best things about being an American. 50 likes and OGP will eat a jar of mustard. James, that is not true, sir. But if you would hit the thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Thank you very much. Okay. But no mustard will be eaten here. I think, especially, I mean, even just a spoonful of mustard. I mean, we're talking, I'm going to need like at least $500 cash. And if it's super chat, you know, YouTube takes like half. So we're talking like $1,000 super chat just for me to eat a spoonful of mustard. That's how much I dislike mustard. I'm not trying to like rob you all or anything. I just hate mustard. So I would appreciate the 50 thumbs up, but don't hold your breath on that mustard, good sir. I don't vote. I have no opinion. Well, Sean, you should have an opinion, but that's okay. That is your right. There's no law saying you have to. Antonis got the Phantasm collection from Well Go USA in the mail today. Decent, nice. Very cool, Antonis. Let's see here. It's the one that went out of print the same year it came out, and I got it in brand new condition. Very nice. Where's mine? Can I find mine? Mine's kind of buried. I can't get to it right now. I was gonna see if it's the same one I got. But very cool, Antonis. No, and Sean, no Coors at all. I had no beer at all the entire time. Live in Los Angeles, come kill me. Yeah, okay. But Antonis, we're good. We're good. You and I see eye to eye on a lot of things, so we're good. We don't have to worry about that. You're safe from me. Watched Madam Web 2024 last night. I watched Madam Web with my daughter before she, or maybe when she was home from boot camp or something. I watched it with my daughter, who's in the Navy, a while back, and it was not bad. Not the best movie ever, not the worst movie ever. I was not mad at it after it was over. It was okay. What's up, Tricep Bra? How's Fluff enjoying Texas? Sounds like he's doing pretty well. He was not happy with the fact that if he wanted to come out to Vegas this week and hang out with me, that it was going to be very expensive. But, flights are just not cheap, and it's summertime. Everybody's going to Vegas, so it's going to be expensive. But otherwise, sounds like he's really enjoying it. And he gets a little paranoid, sounds like, when the storms come, tornado warnings or hurricane warnings. But otherwise, sounds like Fluffy's enjoying Texas. I think he's doing well. I think he is. Yep. So there we are. We're caught up with the comments. And I don't know. Did everybody hear about that big whatever internet thing that shut down airports? Like there was like at least 5 airports that were completely shut down for a while. All kind of flights canceled, people's computers dying and stuff because of whatever happened last night or night before, something like that. And I think it was the night before last. Caused all kinds of problem. 911 dispatchers were not able to take phone calls, just all kinds of stuff. And I think they're still kind of getting that all back together. So I don't know how widespread and if everybody got the notifications tonight, but hopefully if anybody didn't get the notification, they're able to enjoy watching this replay here at some point. So anyways, let's dive in to the pickups that I got. And we'll start with the first one here. And I got all these at Zia Records. The collection. I had the collector. I never had the collection. And the collector I have is on DVD as well. So I thought, okay, for this price here, $5, I'll get the collection. So I'll have them both. Now, there has been news breaking about the third film. There's rumors forever and ever ago that they were going to do the third film, have the trilogy of this, and these are great. The Collector and the Collection, great movies. But they were supposed to do a third, never got done. It looks like that's now going to happen. So after that, hopefully they'll put out like a box set or something and get them all on Blu-ray or 4K or something like that. But for now, the collection, I've got that. So I've got the Collector and the Collection, and over there I got the poster for the. It's actually, my poster looks just like this, and it's signed by the Collector guy. So very cool. Very happy to add this to the collection. I added collection to the collection. This is one that I've heard of this before, Death by VHS. I just didn't own it. It says insert cassette, press play, die. It stars Victoria Page, David C. Hayes. I don't think anybody like seriously famous, although David C. Hayes is in Bloody Bible Camp, and I love that movie. But this just looked pretty cool. And I've not seen it before, but Death by VHS, picked that up as well for $5. And then this is pretty cool because I've been on kind of a Punisher kick lately. I picked up all three of the Punisher movies from way back in the 80s here with Dolph Lundgren, and then the one with John Travolta and Thomas Jane right here, and then Punisher Warzone. So got all three of the Punisher movies, $5 a piece. Not a bad price. Love Punisher, one of my favorite superheroes of all time. And then on my list was a movie called Invitation. But I don't know if it was supposed to be Invitation to Hell or if it's just Invitation. But I picked up Wes Craven's Invitation to Hell. And it's not brand new, but they shrunk wrap it, but it's pretty nice. But Invitation to Hell, Wes Craven, and I didn't really even read too much about it, but Wes Craven, a movie I didn't have, I thought I'd grab it. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. All of a sudden, I've got the yawns. Halfway through this live stream here, I started yawning, so forgive me for that. I don't know where that came from. But Invitation to Hell. Anybody seen that? How is it? And then one that was on the list, a Blu-ray, Nefarious. Somebody recommended on here. One of you all recommended Nefarious. So they had the Blu-ray for $10. So I picked that up right there. And I don't know as far as the actors, the director, Richard Roundtree. I don't know anybody involved with this. I've never seen this, but somebody recommended it. So I picked it up. And then this was recommended by Alex Leba, and my main man, Robert C., grabbed a copy out when we were out there in Dallas. And I've heard nothing but good things about this from everybody I've talked to it about. Talked about it with, I think I'm gonna adjust my focus. Ooh, oh my, what's going on here? Maybe I'm on autofocus. I don't know. I was being goofy there for a second. But God bless America. Apparently, this is a pretty wild ride. So I got that. And then this was on the list. Another one that somebody on here recommended. Wild at Heart with Nicolas Cage and Laura Dern. That one is supposed to be really, really good. And so I picked that up on Blu-ray. One of you all recommended that. And then the last two, these are my two that I'm probably most excited about. Infinity Pool with Mia Goth. Steelbook. It is a, what doesn't say if it's brand new. Oh, it's got the sticky thing on the outside, so it must be brand new, right? If it's got their tag on the outside. So that's pretty cool. But usually it says pre-owned or whatever. It doesn't say pre-owned. So, but anyways, Infinity Pool 4K Steelbook with Mia Goth. Definitely be checking this out very soon. And that's one of you all recommended it. Antonis going back to Greece next month for your cousin's wedding. Decent, nice. Well, safe travels and have a great time, and congratulations to your cousin on the wedding. And then the last one I picked up was Near Dark. Not far, but near. With Lance Henriksen and Bill Paxton, amongst others. This is a fun movie. Just watched this recently, but Pray for Daylight right there. Near Dark. It's the digitally remastered. I don't know, some special release or whatever, but I have not opened it up, checked it out yet. But I have already seen this movie, phenomenal movie, and I just needed to have it in the collection. And again, that's another one that was on my list, so I was able to cross off. So I got that. And then from John Ward, I've been collecting the Sopranos Funkos, and I was able to grab this right here. I should say John Ward picked this up for me. He saw it somewhere. So Carmela Soprano. I got Tony up there. I got Uncle Junior. I got Tony Jr. and Adriana, and now Carmela. So the fourth soprano to put up on the shelf up there. Very cool. You gotta have Carmela. Gotta have Carmela. So very cool of John Ward to grab that for me when he saw it. And then John also picked this up too. Spider-Man 2099, little mini Funko minis right there. So that's kind of cool. Very happy to have both of those things right there. So Jason Jones, what's up? How you doing? But yeah, that's it. That's what I got in the way of pickups right there. I had a great time. And I'm telling you, there were several other movies in my hand at Zia that I was like, ooh. And I went through them and I was like, there's some of these, it was like, I put back like probably over $100 worth of movies just because a lot of them were higher priced. And I don't remember offhand. One was Cemetery Man. I had Cemetery Man in my hand, and it was like $25. And I was like, I think I'm going to wait for, is it Cemetery Man? Is that Arrow Video or Shout or something? But anyways, I was like, I'm going to wait for a sale on that and just get it if I can brand new. And then Deadfall was another one. And Dreamhouse, Deadfall and Dreamhouse. Yeah. And were a couple that I had in my hand that I ended up putting back. And then Jester. So Jester is a movie I want to get. And the Blu-ray was $17. And I was just like, the reviews on IMDb have it at a 4 out of 10. So to me, if it's above a 5, that's typically you're looking at pretty good movies, because people, they grade on IMDb very hard. So it's not like Rotten Tomatoes, you want like a score of 70 or above for it to be a good movie. IMDb is just a different animal. So typically if it's above a 5, you're pretty much looking at a decent movie. And so being that it was a 4 and it was $17, I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just watch Jester first and then decide if I need to own it. So I put that one back. Let's see. Sean is watching The Sopranos again. Decent. Nice. Antonis, do you have the Phantasmal Collection too? I have, is it like the first 3 movies or something? I don't remember. I would have to dig it out, Antonis. I'll pull it out and we'll talk about it in a coming video here very soon. Peter, what's up? Been watching your vids since you had long hair like ponytail. Wow. Well, very cool, Peter. And thanks for hanging out and still being subscribed. Obviously, seeing the notification here. I appreciate you. Yeah, man, it got hot one day and I was like, this has got to go. Man, and when I started YouTube, my hair wasn't long. It was like probably shoulder length or whatever, but then I just let it go, grow and grow and grow and grow. And it was really long by the time I cut it off. But yeah, that's been a long time. It is crazy to think how long it's been and the different versions of this channel that you all have gotten, from initially collecting initially collecting video games, retro games, and then to like almost, I don't know if it was primarily, not 100%, but primarily like dumpster diving for a while because GameStop was just throwing away such cool stuff. which they don't do anymore. They just don't. So there's no reason to go, at least in California, Southern California. And then kind of getting into movies, and then not doing YouTube for a while, and then going full-fledged into movies and or whatever. But primarily we talk movies and stuff now. But yeah, this channel's been a roller coaster ride. And who knows? If I picked one topic and stuck with it forever, maybe I'd have 1 million subscribers by now. I don't know. But I just, you know what? Things have changed the course, changed events. And because of that, I have, the channel has changed and adapted with it. So hopefully you all enjoy still hanging out and talking about cool movies or whatever, Funko Pops, or collecting it, collecting autographs and stuff. So, but I appreciate you being here. Popcorn with a Fork, finally able to catch one of these live videos, actually. Nice, decent. Any more updates on Clown Motel Massacre? So, because of some of the delays and stuff with Clown Motel Massacre, I decided that I wanted to do a post-credit scene. I, at some point in the future, would love to do a prequel to Clown Motel Massacre. First, I got to get Clown Motel Massacre out there. But I would love to do a prequel, a backstory on our killer, the main killer in the movie. And a few days ago, we were filming something for Clown Motel for a post-credit scene. So I just had, in that post-credit scene, I wrapped up editing. I've got to do some color grading and tweak the audio a bit and get it good to go. Slap it on the end. And then it's going to the distributor. So Clown Motel Massacre is coming. It's coming. I promise you. I'm not willing to go with dates or anything yet on that. I'm not, because every time I do, something happens. But I have the I's crossed and the T's dotted, and we're ready to rock and roll with it. So this post-credit scene, there's nothing in there that will prevent me from or that will become a copyright issue or anything like that. There's nothing there that I have to worry about. So I slap that on, ship it off to get distributed. So fingers crossed that it's not too long before that is there. So again, I apologize, but I've learned. I'm not the only one to have a movie take forever to come out. Friend of mine who will remain nameless made a movie in 1992 that is still not out. 34 years. So I'm not doing so bad if there's movies from 34 years ago that haven't been out yet. So, but hang in there, hang tight. It will be coming at some point. Again, not going to get into dates. Not because every time I do, I end up kicking myself for doing it. But it's coming. I'm working on it. Antonis, OGP, I watched Kung Fu Panda 4 a few nights ago. Have you seen it before? Antonis, I have not seen any of the Kung Fu Panda movies. And in light of recent events, I don't think I will ever see any of the Kung Fu Panda movies. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I will not be watching any Kung Fu Panda movies, which is a shame. It's a shame. Let's see. I tried that towel and ice in the drawers in Vegas and got charged for water damage. What? No, you really. So if you want to do it again, another secret to playing it safe: take the trash bag out of the trash can before you put anything in it, because it's clean. It's a clean trash bag in that trash can, because if you haven't thrown anything in there. Take the trash bag out and fold the trash bag out under, and then put the towel and then your ice. You can try that. So that sucks. If you got charged for damage, that sucks. Sorry about that. But hey, there's nothing cooler than opening a drawer in your hotel room and it being loaded with beer over ice. Like, gotta love it. You gotta love it. So, but anyways, sorry about that. Oh man. Been subbed with the dumpster diving. D says Sean, very cool. Blackbeard, what up? How you doing? What do you think about werewolf movies like Dog Soldier? Oh, love Dog Soldiers. Dog Soldiers is phenomenal, and it's way up there somewhere. And I don't remember because it came out, got 4K release, but I think I have a Blu-ray of it, so I was like, I'm not going to upgrade. But Dog Soldiers is a phenomenal movie. Absolutely love that movie. Here's my thing. I've said this. I don't really hide from the fact that monster movies in general are not. I enjoy them, but they're not my favorite horror movies. I like movies that really show how twisted the human mind can be, like Silence of the Lambs. Silence of the Lambs is completely plausible. Kind of far-fetched with the communication, especially nowadays, the communication between somebody like in solitary confinement with the outside world via newspaper articles and things like that. That's a little bit of a stretch, but it's plausible. I prefer the stuff that is closer to reality than monster movies or supernatural things like that, just because I want to be, if you're going to scare me, it's got to be something that could really happen. And I'm not worried about ghosts now. And don't get me wrong, if you ask me what my favorite movie is of all time, I waver back and forth between Silence of the Lambs and The Shining. So we know The Shining, The Shine is like kind of a supernatural thing. So I'm not saying by any means that I don't really, really enjoy supernatural movies, ghost stories, or movies about monsters, but I prefer, like more plausible movies. But you give me a good werewolf movie and I'm down. Yeah, well, I'll check it out. But Dog Soldier is phenomenal. That's one of the greatest movies ever. Another one that I'm one of my guilty pleasures is, if I can get to it over here, like you see up there, Train to Busan, which I am not alone in this. Quentin Tarantino absolutely loves Train to Busan, and Train to Busan is probably my most favorite zombie movie. I just absolutely love Train to Busan. It is so well put together. Such a great, great zombie movie. And I've heard such bad things about Peninsula, and I have the Blu-ray 2-pack with Train to Busan and Peninsula, and I've yet to watch Peninsula because I've heard such bad things about it. But Train to Busan I absolutely love. So I do, there are a lot of movies that are, not really plausible because I don't anticipate a zombie apocalypse becoming a reality, but hey, they're still fun to watch. Did you watch Furiosa? Yes, I did, Sean. I saw that with Matt out in Vegas, and it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. I have not seen Fury Road because I heard it was basically just one long action scene, which apparently it's not. I guess there's a little more to the story than that. But and it had been forever. I've seen like Mad Max and Thunderdome and Road Warrior. I think those were like the 3 titles of the original ones from the 80s, right? Or 70s, 80s. I enjoyed those movies way, way, way back in the day. I need to go back and watch Fury Road. I haven't seen that yet, but Furiosa was a fun watch. It was good. I had a good time with it. Twilight was a scary werewolf movie. Oh, LOL. Okay, I'm glad you put the LOL in there, James. Now, I have not seen any of the Twilight movies. I have not seen any of them. And I don't think I ever will. But that doesn't mean I want you to hate them. Everybody enjoys art differently, and movies are art. So anybody who likes those movies, more power to you. Jim Carrey vampire movie. Oh, no, that's not Jim Carrey. I was saying the new Nicolas Cage one. What was it called? Was it Dracula? Whatever it's called. The one with Nicolas Cage came out a while back. That was really good. I enjoyed that. Can you tell Brendan what movie won that I miss his live streams? I will mention that to him. I will. Brendan has been spending a lot of time working and a lot of time at the gym. So, and he's been spending a lot of time dedicated to, like he did his family history video, and he's working on another project now that I don't know if he's announced it, so I'm not going to say what it is, just in case he hasn't. But I'll let him know. I definitely will, Antonis. They say A Clockwork Orange is underrated. Wow. Yeah, to me, A Clockwork Orange that's a classic. I mean, Eyes Wide Shut. I don't know about it. It's not a horrible movie, but it's like weird and slow. But Clockwork Orange, like I enjoy them. That's a good movie. And mine's gonna be way the heck up there. I can't reach it right now. But Stanley Kubrick, I mean, what an amazing director, and what a catalog he left behind for us to enjoy. That's a phenomenal movie. I love that movie. It's just such a wacky and fun and just goofy movie. Absolutely love it. I've never really looked into and or talked to people about how it's rated, whether it's overrated, underrated, or anything like that. But I remember studying film back in the early 90s, and that was one of the movies we talked about. So I from a filmmaking perspective, I don't think it is taken for granted by the by filmmakers who value good filmmaking. Maybe by casual fans, maybe they wouldn't get it or whatever, but I love it. I think it's a phenomenal movie. Fury Road is amazing, nice. The Ghost. Oh, what are we talking about? The movie The Ghost. I don't think I mean, who hasn't seen The Ghost with Patrick Swayze and Whoopi Goldberg and was it Demi Moore, right? I don't think I'll ever watch that again because, man, Whoopi, man, and it's sad because my wife and I used to really enjoy Whoopi Goldberg. And in fact, we sat front row at her show in New York City. She had a one-man Broadway show, and we were actually there for the taping of this show. And if you watch that show on HBO, you see me and my wife sitting in the front row. And this is from close to like 15 years ago or something. But we used to love Whoopi. But Whoopi is just so angry and mean on The View now that I can't stand her. I'm not going to ever watch The View. Some of those ladies are just out there. But I'm never going to watch The View. But Whoopi Goldberg is just too angry and hateful. And that's the same thing. Like George Lopez used to be hysterical. Now he's just angry. They hate the orange man so much that they just are angry, and it's not funny, and it turned me off. So Whoopi Goldberg, but Renfield is a great movie. Yeah, thanks, Antonis. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun with that movie. They're all mean on The View, awful people. Yeah, no, it's too bad. It's too bad, and. They say mean things because they don't like somebody. They make stuff up, say lies, and then a lot of people believe it, and it's sad. But that's it. How about that? Look at that. Got through everything in about 45 minutes. Don't know when I'll be in Vegas next. So there's the answer to that question if anybody had it. Don't know when I'll see Wet Movie 1, Cinestalker, or Fluffy next. So there's the answer to that question if anybody had it. I have... I got some movies to put away right here. And usually, so I'll go through, like, while I'm out there in Vegas, I'll take the stickers off them all, go through, check them all out. But I didn't have time for that. I got back to the hotel, and I was tired. And then the first night out there in Vegas, I had to go to bed at a reasonable hour so I could get up because I had to get to that movie shoot. And so there was that. But and then even the next night, too, I thought about doing just like a live stream on Thursday night from Vegas, and where I would kind of like start out in the hotel room, showing the movies I got, and then going downstairs. But I was just so tired. I was like, I didn't even want to get up. I got back after the shoot, and I laid down, and that was it. I was done. I was like done for. So Wild at Heart. I'm looking forward to watching that. I've heard it's pretty crazy, right? Pretty crazy movie. Oh. Get over here. Drop that little thing. They put these inside. So you walk out, it sets off the security thing there at Zia. Love me some Zia Records. Sometimes the prices are, you got to watch, got to be careful. I think I overpaid a little bit for Near Dark, but that's okay. It's been on the list for a while, so I'm happy with that. Another late night live stream. Yes, yes, sir, Balzer. Yes, sir. Color Shark. Yes. No, so earlier tonight, I really didn't have a live stream planned for today. I've been busy editing like a movie thing. And then went out to dinner with my wife and my daughter. Nothing too crazy. We got our baby back at Chili's. Had a nice meal there. And then my daughter, who's in the Navy, called. So my wife was talking to her for a while. I like to, kind of listen in, whatever. And came home. Oh, you know what? I did want to talk about something. I watched a movie earlier today. And I watched it specifically for one reason. And Jason, Monster Squad #2. I'm completely honest. I did not know there was a Monster Squad #2. Did not know. So I have not seen it. No. Newest Beetlejuice trailer. The Beetlejuice movie is looking good. I cannot wait for Beetlejuice to come out. So, yep, I agree with you on that, Balzer. I definitely do. But earlier tonight, I watched the movie, and if you understand, or if you know the movie, you'll probably understand why I just watched it. But I watched Hillbilly Elegy. Now, it's definitely not part of a movie, the type of movies I would normally watch. But if you have not seen Hillbilly Elegy, it's on Netflix. I highly recommend it. It is a phenomenal movie. And I don't want anybody who is just dead set and would never, ever, ever in a million years vote Republican. I don't want you to ignore the movie because it's about Donald Trump's vice presidential pick, J.D. Vance. I did not know it. I saw a long time ago, Hillbilly Elegy came out. And what's her name? I forget the actress that's in it. I was like, oh, she's great. I love her. And I was, I was like, oh, maybe I'll check it out. And I started watching. I was like, this is not going to be for me. So I turned it off. Well, after learning, and I just learned a couple days ago that Hillbilly Elegy is J.D. Vance's biography. It's like his story, and it was made by Ron Howard, and it has a phenomenal cast. And I'm telling you, after watching that movie, I was so moved. I'm like, how could I not vote for this guy now? Somebody who his mother was a drug addict. He grew up being poor. Living with his grandmother, her not having money to put food on the table and stuff. He put himself through college. He joined the Marine Corps and then put himself through Ohio State University and Yale. Are you kidding me? From nothing, he did all that. And now he's nominated to become the vice president of the United States. Mind blowing. You want to talk about, there's American dreams like Hulk Hogan, like Dana White, like Elon Musk, which, Elon is not American, he's from South Africa or whatever, but he is living the American dream. This is where he's really, really made his money. So you want to talk about the American dream, going from nothing with hard work and perseverance and a good attitude and caring about people to take him from where he was, which was absolutely nothing, to now being an official nominee on the ticket to become vice president of the United States. Mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. So I watched Hillbilly Elegy, and I'm telling you, I don't typically get emotional at movies. That was as close to I've gotten to, being choked up or anything during a movie in a long, long time. So if you've not seen Hillbilly Elegy, it's on Netflix. I highly recommend it. I watched it earlier today, and it gets a 5 out of 5. It gets a 10 out of 10 from me. Ron Howard did a phenomenal job. I forget who did the music, but a famous guy did the score and stuff. But I absolutely love it. Sean 420, have yourself a good night, homeboy. But it's so well put together and did such a great job with it. So Hillbilly Elegy, I highly recommend that. It's not a horror movie, but it was phenomenal. I really, really enjoyed it. I watched that earlier tonight. And then Antonis messaged me, and Antonis is like, can you go live tonight? And I was like, I'll try. And it took a while to get there, but I got there. Here we are. I did not cry like a little bitch, Balzer. I did not cry like a little bitch. But I'll tell you what make me cry like a little bitch is sitting in traffic on Thursday as we drive down to San Diego Comic-Con. This is going to be epic. I'm going to be going down to San Diego Comic-Con with I'll be driving with Fat Samurai Guy, Lady Fat Blood, Sexy Sumo, and yes, Master Chaos. It is going to be epic. It's going to be so epic. And apparently, so Fat Samurai Guy and Rick Myers are going to be part of a martial arts movie panel that's going to be taking place down there at 8 o'clock. And then at 9 o'clock is going to be the Asylum panel that Master Chaos will be there for. So very much looking forward to seeing both of those panels and walking around hoarding up on some good stuff down there at San Diego Comic-Con this Thursday. That is good this coming weekend. And maybe Sunday. The plan is Sunday to be at Midsummer Scream. So this week is going to be busy. But Midsummer Scream with hopefully Wet Movie 1 and Master Chaos on next Sunday. So this coming week is going to be chaos. Ha! No pun intended. How was weather while you're in Vegas? It was hot. It was make your balls sweat hot out there. So it's summertime. It's Vegas. So it was, I don't know, around 108, 110, something like that. Fright Night is getting a re-release in November. Oh, very nice. Very cool. Great one. Yeah, to go, if you could go see, especially like if you could go see Fright Night, like on 16 millimeter in a theater somewhere, that would be a lot of fun. I'm assuming you'll be watching the new Deadpool movie. Will you be reviewing? If so, yes, Balzer. So my daughter actually, for my birthday a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, as a matter of fact, gave me a $150 gift card to, it's like a bunch of restaurants, but it's got like Cheesecake Factory, Cracker Barrel, Red Lobster, a few others. She's like, we're going out to dinner and we're going to see Deadpool. So that's going to happen. So I will be doing a Deadpool Wolverine review. So, and want to know a secret? I still have not seen Deadpool 2. This is the third one, right? I've not seen the second one. First one was funny as shit. I just haven't seen the second one. So I'll probably watch that before. I'll try to watch it before. But so, yeah, I'll be at San Diego Comic-Con Thursday. Friday and Saturday, there's a chance I might be back at San Diego Comic-Con, depending on the panels, if there's anything else that I really want to go see. And then Sunday, I should be at Midsummer Scream. But now, sometime in between there, I'll be trying. I think it's coming out this coming week, right? Trying to catch Deadpool Wolverine. Excuse me. A little something in my throat right there. Maybe I was about to start crying like a little bitch. Let's see here. How early can I go see Deadpool and Wolverine? Is that next month still? I thought no, yeah, here we go. Opens Friday. So let me see if my theaters have an advanced screening. I'm only going for Wolverine, not a fan of Deadpool. Interesting. Okay. Deadpool's pretty funny. He's pretty funny. I'm liking the little previews that they've had it for it too. What up, DG? What up? Pikachu. So how do I just buy tickets? Fandango. I need. I was trying. Oh, well, no. Here we go. Pre-sale. I don't know why this is doing this to me. Oops. I'm going to see what day if they have, because sometimes really big movies actually kind of come out like Wednesday. Usually it's like Thursday night or whatever. I want that theater, and I want to see. No, I just want that theater. Oh, fuck off. This thing's not cooperating. Forget it. I'm just going to try and watch it as soon as I can. But Deadpool and Wolverine should be watching it maybe Friday or Saturday. I'll get that review up for you. Let you know. Mr. Bones. What up, Mr. Bones? How you doing? Well, I'll tell you this. Let me go through. I'll go through because I was going to get close to winding up, but I'll show because there's some new faces in here. I'll show everybody my pickups once again before I wrap it up here. But, I just got back from Vegas, and I explained earlier that I was supposed to go do a live stream at the Mirage. I thought it closed. I thought I could go there Wednesday night, but apparently it closed Wednesday afternoon. So I was not able to do the walkthrough. It closed earlier in the day, could not go through. And then we had the movie shoot on Thursday. And by the time we wrapped, because Matt was not able to be there. And so we were down one body, and that made things really tough on us. So by the time we were all wrapped up, I was wiped out. So Thursday, I didn't drink or nothing. I was in Vegas for 2 nights, not a sip of beer, not a sip. But look at that, Four Queens Hotel hooking up with free shirts. I stayed at the Four Queens because no resort fee ever. Yeah, free T-shirts at the Four Queens. That was pretty cool. Jason, cock-a-doodle-doo. That movie was twisted, but I kind of like think maybe a Serbian film might be a little more twisted. But Gummo, man, that's Fluffy Gamer and I did a drunk movie review of that a long time ago, and it's hilarious because we are sitting there. If you remember in the movie, the girls with the electrical tape on their nipples, yeah, me and Fluffy Gamer did that. So if you go find that thumbnail, maybe get a little laugh out of that. What does Michael Ray Bauer think? Last Saturday was staged assassination. They were very sick. It was real. I don't know. I have not heard. I have not watched Michael's videos on that. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, it was staged or it wasn't real or whatever. You and I believe the same thing. It was real. He was shot at. He got lucky. He could be dead right now. He wasn't. But conspiracy theorists love that stuff. And, and just the nature of the beast, Democrats are going to run with it too. Glad I caught. I was kind of winding down myself bored and looked homepage. There you were. Decent, Mr. Bones. Very cool. So I'll show you my pickups that I got at Zia Records, but also I got this from John Ward while I was out there, the Carmelo Soprano, to go along with my Tony and Junior and Adriana Funko Pops from the Sopranos up there. John Ward picked that up for me a while back, and I got it from him while I was out there. And the Spider-Man 2099 little mini Funko right there. Got those from John Ward, so big ups to John for that. And these are the pickups I got from Zia Records while I was out there. Some of them were recommendations from some of you all. But Wild at Heart with Nicolas Cage, Laura Dern, that was on my list that somebody recommended. And Alex Leba recommended this when I was out there in Texas. Somebody's at the door. I think there's a cat like jumping up and down. Sorry. God Bless America. Apparently that is a pretty wild ride. So I'm looking forward to checking that out. Nefarious. One of you all recommended Nefarious. So I picked that up while I was out there at Zia Records. And Wes Craven's Invitation to Hell. Grabbed that. And then I've been on this Punisher kick, and I love the Punisher. One of my favorite superhero comic books of all time. But I got all 3 of the Punisher movies. La 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 la. You will never get this. But no, with Thomas Jane, John Travolta, and then of course Punisher Warzone and Dolph Lundgren in the '80s Punisher. So got those 3, and then Death by VHS. Got that. And I had the collector, and now I have added to my collection the collection. And fingers crossed. The rumors are all true, and we actually get the 3rd installment in this franchise, and I think it's going to be called The Collected. So we're looking forward to that, and then hopefully we get like a little box set, like made 4K box set for that collection. And then one that you all recommended, Near Dark, good old Lance Henriksen, Bill Paxton. I almost said zombie, then I almost said werewolf, but it's a vampire movie. Phenomenal movie right there. And then this one I'm excited to check out too, finally. Infinity Pool. Got the Steelbook, Mia Goth. And this sounds great, like reading the plot synopsis and everything. So those are the movies I picked up out there at Zia. And yeah, I think that's a pretty nice haul. I'm excited about that. Near Dark is awesome. Yep, you are correct, sir. I'm going to guess what one has totes full. Let's see. What movie by 1,000? Oh, what is this? Oh, who owns more physical movies? No. Very correct. Yes. What movie one probably has, man, it's crazy now because in here, based on my shelf capacity, I have about 2,000 movies in this room, but in the garage, I do have now 3 of those totes, like what movie one has. So that's another several hundred movies out there. So maybe all in all, I have around 3,000 now. Out there is mostly comedy and like not horror movies. So just other genres out there. Web Movie One, probably if I have 3,000, he probably has 10 to 15,000 movies. I think we guessed at one point like 15,000. So yeah, it is just insane how many movies that guy has. Yes. Infinity Pool has a hilarious scene, in my opinion. You'll see what I mean. Nice, very cool. Infinity Pool is a weird one. Nice. Yeah, I've heard it's kind of crazy, and I'm looking forward to it. And Mia Goth. Man, when I saw X, I was like, this is great. X, I can't believe I didn't watch it when it first came out. And somebody was like, have you seen X yet? And I was like, no. And they're like, dude, you got to check it out. And I watched it. And I was like, oh my God. In my opinion, and maybe somebody could throw a title out there that will convince me otherwise, but I don't know. In my opinion, X is the best horror movie of this millennium, right? No, this century, right? No, millennium's 1,000 years. So this century, right? So of the 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s, I believe X is the best movie, the best horror movie in the last 24 years, at least, in my opinion. Maybe you could throw something out there that will convince me otherwise, make me think twice about it. But X is absolutely phenomenal. I absolutely love that movie. And then Pearl came out, and I was like, man, Pearl's great too. I absolutely love it. And then I had this conversation with many people, including that Phat Samurai guy, that if Maxine came out and it was on par with those other two, would this be the best trilogy of all time? And now I don't believe Maxine was as good as X or Pearl. It was good. It's a good movie. It's a fun movie. I recommend seeing it in theaters if you haven't. But I don't know that Maxine was on par with Pearl and X. But you can definitely say, if you're talking about the greatest trilogies of all time, especially in the horror genre, you have to include them in those movies in that conversation now, in my opinion. You have to include them. You have to talk about those movies if you're gonna debate the best trilogies of all time. I think you really have to. It's weird, but don't get me wrong. Mia is great, and her character is cray. Nice. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to checking it out. I just haven't had a chance to get to it yet, and I will be doing that very soon. Is Zia worth a quick Vegas trip or something to visit while you're out there? It depends. So it depends, Jay. It depends on where you're coming from. But there are 2 Zias in Vegas. So if you were like, I'm going to go out to Vegas, and if you're not into gambling or drinking, but you're going out to Vegas, I will recommend things to make it more worth your trip. And would be, I would say, go to both Zia Records, go to Tom Devlin's Monster Museum, and go to Nightmare Toys. Go to all 4 of those places. Tom Devlin's Monster Museum is a phenomenal museum, all kinds of crazy horror things going on. The Nightmare Toys, the people over there between Steven and Brian and Christy and Phil, they're all great people. There's more people that work there than that, but those are they're the faces of the store there. Great people. It's a fun store, all kinds of crazy stuff. Some autographs you can buy too. But do those 4 things if you're just going to go out there for like that. If you're going to go to Vegas to not drink or gamble or anything. But I would say if you were going to take a trip just to go to Zia Records, personally, I would go to Phoenix because Phoenix has like, I think 10 Zias. You'd be in heaven out there. I love Zia because they have such a crazy selection of movies. They have a massive selection of vinyl records, Funko Pops, posters, collectibles, T-shirts, all kind like board games, video games, like anything cool that you could think of. Like Zia has it. So if you've ever been to Amoeba Records, it's kind of like Amoeba. I mean, like the things they have, I would describe would be just like Amoeba, like, but it's, man, they got such a wide variety, and they're horror. There's so many good horror movies, and they break it down. Like they have an Arrow Video section, they have a Criterion section, they have trying to think what other. There's another one. I don't think it's like Shout or Vinegar or whatever, but it usually you see at least Arrow. You see Screen Factory, but you see Arrow Video, you see Criterion, you see 4Ks, you see horror DVD, horror Blu-ray, which are separate from each other. You see comedy DVD, comedy Blu-ray. You see like, just feature movies in Blu-ray and DVD. And they're all organized alphabetically and everything. It's just, you can go in there and find what you want to find. I love walking around. It's so much fun. And like I said, the other night, between the two of them, I spent 4 hours walking around. So it is fun. If you're going to go, like, if you're going to go from Long Beach out there, definitely plan. And, plus, I'll tell you this, there are some good restaurants out there in Vegas that we don't have here. Somebody mentioned Whataburger, Ty Cobbler, Whataburger. They do have a Whataburger. I think, is it open already? They were building one. I'm not sure if it's open yet. But if you go to Vegas, definitely recommend there. I know there's 2 locations. I would go to the one that's not on the Strip. But if you've never been to Chicago, Giordano's Pizza. It's a Chicago chain. They have 2 locations in Vegas. Oh my God, best pizza on the planet. Chicago deep dish style. Everybody I take there their socks are blown off. So there's fun places to go eat. The Area 15 is a lot of fun. There's so much cool to do and see in Vegas that is not gambling, that is not drinking. So, and there's like, if you're into punk rock, there's the Punk Rock Museum. I love Double Down Saloon, the dive bar, never a cover charge, cheap drinks, and many nights a week they have live music that's all free to see. So there's so many cool things to do. But you go to Zia Records and just, man, get a list. I carry my list. Where'd it go? Right here. I've got my list, and I go in with a game plan of movies I want to get, because I'll always forget. But at the same time, then you still stand there and look through all the movies, and you find, for example, on my list, I didn't have the collection on there because I forgot that I only had the collector. I didn't have the collection, so I picked it up. So now I have both. How about that? Let's see here. When's the Vegas vid coming, and who went with you? Kevin, I hate to disappoint, but no Vegas video. So I explained this earlier, so some folks may know already, some may not. I went out to Vegas, and the intent was to go to the Mirage and walk through the Mirage before it closed. They closed in the afternoon on Wednesday. I thought it was going to be open Wednesday night, so I was not able to. By the time I got there, it was actually closed. So I was not. No, you're good, Kevin. Do not apologize. And that's the beauty of live streams, is you come and go, and that's why I've gone through the pickups a couple times, because I don't mind. We're just chatting, having fun. So do not apologize, please. And I do not mind explaining again. I could talk all night long. That's how I roll. But I wasn't able to do that. And then the second day, we were filming a movie, a scene for a movie in the daytime. It wasn't the whole movie, believe me. But we're filming a scene for a movie in the daytime, and Matt was supposed to be on set with us helping. Something came up. He wasn't able to be there, so we were shorthanded. So it took a little bit longer. Well, after the movie shoot was done, we were wiped out. I went back to the hotel room, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do a live stream. I'm going to go over all my pickups, and then I'm going to walk downstairs, get my drink on, and have some fun. I was wiped out. I laid down once I got back in the hotel room and did not get up again. So, man, I forgive me for not having a Vegas video, but I did not have one sip of booze the entire time I was in Vegas. And all I did was go to Zia. Oh, and I was going to make a Zia, and forgive me, I skipped over Jude. What up, Jude? Sorry, I'm not ignoring you. I was looking at comments and jumped around a little bit there. So forgive me, Jude, on that, but how you doing, Jude? I got to watch your video. I will, Jude. I just a lot going on today, but I have not forgotten. I saw the tag. I saw you tagged me. I'm going to check it out. But so I went to the first Zia, and I was like, okay, I'm going to make a video. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to make a video, movie hunt, and everybody likes watching those, kind of the Vegas out and about and doing all these different things. Well, I go in there, and it was the Zia Records over on Eastern Avenue, kind of close to the airport. They had a live DJ in there. Usually Zia has music playing, but the music will stop. You could talk for a little bit, record some stuff, and then the music will start playing again. Non-stop music. The entire time I was in there, they had this DJ, and it was loud. You wouldn't have been able to hear me. It was that loud. A DJ. And it was kind of like a little dance party going on inside the Zia Records over there. And so there was just no point. I mean, I could have recorded video and then just done a voiceover the whole time, but I was like, I'm not going to do all that. I'll just do a pickup video, which I'm doing now, and talk about the movies I got. So yeah, that was kind of a bummer. It was kind of cool. They played some good music. Some music was kind of annoying, but they played some good music. So it was kind of nice. But Zia has music typically anyways. I don't know what the deal is with the DJ. Hopefully they're not paying them, because I don't think that would be worth it. If it's just a DJ who wants to play some music and whatever, maybe get recognized, more power to you. But anyways, I couldn't do any recording because it was just nonstop copyright infringement the entire time I was in there. So no true Vegas video coming up. I have zero interest in watching movies right now. I'm into old music CDs. Nice. No, and sometimes, Jude, I get into those vibes too, where I'm just like, you know what? Let me dust off some of the 80s, or some even go back to the 70s, or in the 90s too. But get back into some of that old music and just chill out and relax. And I'm always, if I'm in a car, before that car moves, I got to get the radio going. I got to get a good song. I got to, or artist or whatever on. I am if I'm chilling, if I'm just sitting here writing and not editing, you can't edit and have music on. But if I'm writing or working on things, or paying bills, or just doing, grown up things, typically there's music on. If I'm, driving around or something like that, there is music on. And sometimes it is nice just to kind of chill out, relax, and listen to music, especially music you haven't heard in a long time, and just kind of unwind. It is nice. It is definitely a relaxing thing to do. And you know what? It's crazy because I wonder, Jude, with our generation, and is it maybe starting with millennials and Gen Z? Are they going to be the first generation that really music is all about accompanying a video, where you went to the music store back in the 80s, whether it was Tower Records, or whether it was the Warehouse, or wherever you were buying your music, mom and pop record shops, whatever, you could get music, and you would just go home and you would put it on, especially here's a perfect example right here. I got the Friday the 13th soundtrack, or here, signed by Harry Manfredini. But you would go home, you would put your music on, and I got to be careful I don't jack up Harry's autograph. And then you would sit and you would read, the booklet that came with it, or look at the pictures or whatever. Same thing, there was some vinyl albums had stuff like that, but that kind of stuff really started with the booklets really started with CDs. But even the audio cassettes, the cassette tapes, they would usually, the thing would fold out accordion style, and you could see pictures. I remember having Metallica, Ride the Lightning, Kill 'Em All. I remember having those and folding those out, and or you could read the lyrics of the songs and stuff, and just sit there and chill and listen to music, watch the birds fly by, just enjoy, sitting in the sun or sitting in your house or wherever, and just listening to music. And I just think that is something that younger generations, because there's so much going on. You got to have a phone. You got to have videos. You got to be going here. You got to be doing that. All this stuff. You have to be so active. The ability to just kind of sit back and go like, I'm going to do nothing but listen to music. I don't know that younger generations could do or would appreciate that. But I'm down. I get you. Sometimes, like just going outside when the weather's kind of nice, just sitting there chilling, enjoying the breeze and having some music on. Doesn't get much better than that, Jude. So I get you. I feel where you're coming from. What is the latest you have to put on a movie on your TV if you're talking? What is the latest you have put on a movie on your TV if we're talking early in the morning? Like, Antonis, I'm a weirdo. I am a weirdo. Was it last week? No, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, when I was watching the Batman movies before going on to Phat Samurai Guys versus where we debated which was better, the Batman or Batman Begins. I started watching The Dark Knight at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I was up all night, 6 o'clock in the morning, boop, popped in 4K Dark Knight, started watching that. I keep weird hours. Sometimes, if I know I have to get up, I got something going on or whatever, I'll try to go to bed early, or I'll just stay awake like a weirdo, be awake all day, and then be exhausted and fall asleep the next night, whatever. But it just depends. It just depends. There's nights where, like, I have not too long ago, I binged watched season 1 and 2 and 3 of Daredevil and season 1 and 2 of The Punisher. And I just and I had watched Jessica Jones a while back, but I just re-binged watched all of the first season of Jessica Jones. And I started season 2. I watched the first episode of season 2 of Jessica Jones. But then I was like, you know what? I want to watch The Defenders, and I want to watch what's his name? I'm forgetting the other guy's name. The big black guy. Luke Cage. I want to watch Luke Cage and The Defenders before I watch season 2 of Jessica Jones. So, but I've been binge watching, and there's times where I'll sit up and I'll just like put them on, and it'll play and play and play and play, and then I got to hit, like, yes, I'm still here, keep playing them, and they'll keep playing. And I mean, the longest I've gone was like I went 9 episodes in a row. I mean, like it's almost 9 hours TV. If I got the time, and it's something, if I want to see, like if there's a show out there and I want to watch it, I'm into it, I'll just go. I want to binge and I want to get through it all. I want to see it all. I get crazy with it. So I put on movies at weird times. Yeah. Let's see. Are you into retro video games at all, Jay? So let me tell you something. This channel got started with retro video games with Fluffy Gamer myself, and this room used to be nothing but retro video games. All my movies were in another room. Well, I've kind of evolved and got different things going on, but I have out in my garage in these totes, I have, because we were collecting retro video games and finding them at like thrift stores and stuff, I have like 3 or 4 complete original Nintendo NES systems. And I can't remember how many of each, so I'll just tell you what I have. I have some multiple Nintendo 64s. I have some Super Nintendos. I have Sega Genesis. I have Sega Saturn. I have Atari 2600. I have ColecoVision. Let's see. What else? PlayStation 1. I got PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2, I have like, I think about 500 games of PlayStation 2. Got Xbox 360. Like, I mean, you name it, all the way through history. All kinds of shitloads. Now, the one gaming system that stays in here, because that's typically what we play when like Fluffy would come over or whatever, GameCube. Nintendo GameCube is right over here hooked up with the TV, ready to rock and roll at a moment's notice. Mario Party, Mario Kart, Tiger Woods, love some Tiger Woods golf. But going back to, the old school Nintendo, man, it doesn't get any better, like, especially for me, with like Tetris or Dr. Mario, some of those type of games where you just sit there and jam by yourself. Or even just, going back to like Super Mario Bros. Like some of that stuff, I just love it. It's a lot of fun. All in all, in the garage, I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's either 10 or 11 of those giant totes that are full of nothing but retro video games out there. I mean, it's insane. Like what Wet Movie 1 has in movies, I got in retro games, but they're just out there. But they're all and like big ups to my wife for helping me out with this. She went through, organized them all. So you look at the tub and it will be like, oh, this is nothing but PS1 games, or this is nothing, like PlayStation 2 is like multiple boxes, but this is, and then the NES games has like two tubs of NES games. So you can just go in there, figure out what you want to play, hook it all up, and you're good to go. Some of it at some point I'm probably going to sell off. There's a guy over in LA that owns the Be Kind movie store. Right? Be Kind. It's like Be Kind Rewind, but it's just a Be Kind store that I've talked to him about selling some of that stuff too. But if I've been over there in LA, it's either not been a good time to go, or I've been missing. It hasn't been worked out. But some of it I'm probably going to sell, but a lot of it ain't going nowhere. Let's see. Record time. Nice. Yeah, no, putting on a nice vinyl record. And that's, man, I have right now, it's in my possession. They're going to go to my daughter because she got into vinyl a while back, and my dad basically said that she could have his vinyl collection, which is nuts because my dad was a DJ back in the day, and his record collection was insane, but he was collecting, or just buying, not necessarily, that he was a collector or anything, but he was buying like Beatles albums when they came out, and Rolling Stones albums, and like a lot of classic rock and roll music. He has from, when the Beatles were first coming up. He has some of the first Princes. It's insane. Some of the music that we have. But man, putting on a good vinyl and listen to the little crackle of the record before the music starts playing, just chilling out. That is good stuff right there. No way. Oh, your first cassette was George Michael Faith with the new Sony Walkman. Dude, that's epic. I remember, I don't remember what my first cassette was. My first CD was, there was actually two. My parents got me and my brother for Christmas in like 1985, I think. First CDs had two. One was The Cult, and one was Appetite for Destruction, Guns N' Roses. I do remember when George Michael came out, I do remember I owned that cassette, and like Father Figure and Faith, and like some of those was it called Father Figure? Is that the name of it? I don't remember the songs, but you know what I'm talking about, right? If that's not the name of it. But loved that album. I can't remember all the songs, but it was a great album. But George Michael, that definitely was one that I bought when it came out. And man, just so many great songs, music and stuff from back in the day. And I have a few cassettes now, but I don't know that I have anything to play them on anymore. But I do have some cassettes out in the garage. Many newer film. You would pick Batman Begins over The Batman. All right. And most people do. Many newer film I just don't see because I get disappointed. New Nolan sucked, and not a Nolan film to me except the last 5 minutes. Are we talking? Which one are we talking? Batman? The new Batman? I can't. Oh, no, you're good. You're good, Jay. Random question. But cookies or brownies? Man, if they're fresh brownies, you got to go with brownies. You gotta go. Fresh, like warm brownies that are kind of like fresh out of the oven. Gotta go with the brownies. Gotta do that. But I'll tell you what, you give me some soft, like back in the day, my mom knew it. My favorite cookies, my mom used to make these oatmeal raisin cookies that were soft. Oh my God. I love oatmeal raisin cookies, or like peanut butter cookies, like Nutter Butters. Nutter Butters, phenomenal. But even like my mom used to be really good at making like soft cookies that were just amazing. So it's tough call. It's tough call, but fresh brownies right out of the oven, forget about it. Forget about it. Oh, Record Time was a store. Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, I don't remember that one. I don't know if I ever saw that one. For me, it was like by the time I was buying music, it was the Warehouse or Tower Records, or we were just going to trying to think what store was around back then. Was it Target already? I don't know if it was Target already. Like Kmart for music, stuff like that. You didn't like Oppenheimer? Oh, wow. I loved Oppenheimer. I thought it was long and slow, and like Master Chaos said, he said it was boring as shit. But I loved it. I love history, especially around World War II. I thought it was fun. I really enjoyed it. Sorry you didn't like it. That's a bummer. Especially to invest that much time into watching something and not liking it. That is a bummer. What about Crumble? So crumble cookies are good, but I kind of feel like they're a little overrated. So my uncle, or at least I hadn't had them, and my uncle, rest in peace, Uncle Jeff, for one of my daughter's graduation party, he came and he picked up crumble cookies along the way. Now they're good and they're big, and you kind of like you could cut them up and eat a quarter of them and share one with like 2 or 3 other people. So everybody gets to try a little. They're okay, but I'm kind of like maybe a little overrated. They're good, but but for me personally, if I'm going like cookies or cake, there's no comparison. If I'm looking at sweets, I am a sucker. Cake is my all-time favorite dessert. I absolutely love. Like you give me like a moist chocolate cake with some like chocolate icing, forget about it. That's it. Game over. And to answer your question right there, cake, 100%. I'm not the biggest pie fan. I'm just not. There's some pies I like, but cake, hands down. First CD was Ozzy Osbourne, The Ultimate Sin, 1986. Nice, Sean. Very good. Man, the first Ozzy album I bought was, and I don't think it was right when it came out, but was Diary of a Madman. And then I also had like No Rest for the Wicked, and like all kinds of Ozzy, albums. Some point on tape, some point on CD and stuff. But man, gotta love Ozzy, man. Cookies for me, if I were to choose, nice. Okay, did you see Napoleon? I didn't get a chance to see it. I have not. I've seen Napoleon Dynamite. I love that. But Napoleon, I have not seen that. I mean, we're talking. Like it has the potential to be great based on the cast and the budget, but I have not seen it yet. Typically, if I'm going to go see a movie in a theater or something, I'm waiting for horror movies, and not that Napoleon wasn't going to be like a big blockbuster movie that a reviewer should look at, but I think it was up against something else. It came out the same time as something else, and I was in the theater watching something else at that time. But I have not seen that yet. But at some point I will. Peanut butter cookies. Peanut butter cookies are bomb, Sean 420. They sure are. Pie for me too, if I were to choose. Okay. All right. So I will take the brownies and the cake, and Antonis, you get the pie and the cookies. We're square. Oppenheimer wasn't historically correct, was a problem. I did a video of me talking about my review of it on Instagram. Should I tag you in that, or should I stop doing videos if no one's listening? Jude, I hope to God that I'm not the only one listening to your videos. I don't think I am. But I try. I get so I got a lot going on in life. I got a lot going on. Kids in the military on the other side of the planet, and there's a lot going on that I'm not gonna put all out here, but boy, do I get busy. No, I enjoy hearing them, and sometimes I have to go back and binge. Whether it's yours or other people's, just comments or messages or whatever. And I've got I don't know how many notifications of messages I got to get to at some point. Messages I got all day throughout the day today from like Gale and other people. I just there's like my phone is sitting here loaded with messages today. So forgive me for that. I try, Jude. I try. Forgive me. Was Longlegs a packed theater when you went to see it? It was very packed. Yes, it was. But it was like not opening night, but it was the first Friday that it was open. And it was in Burbank, downtown Burbank. So, I mean, like movie central, right in the heart of LA. And but I will tell you this, the first like 2 or 3 rows were completely empty. It wasn't like it was sold out, but it was a packed theater. But Longlegs, it had some parts that were good, but gosh, dang it was boring. Master Chaos liked it, and that's great. I'm happy he did. Wet Movie 1 couldn't give 2 shits, and I couldn't give 2 shits. So, one more dessert question: muffins or cupcakes? 100% cupcakes. Got to go cupcakes. Now, muffins to me are not a dessert. A muffin, like a blueberry muffin or a banana nut muffin, or something you would have for breakfast, maybe like a breakfast on the go kind of thing. Whereas a cupcake would be like a dessert. So that's where I would be with that. Cherry pie. Who doesn't love, or cherry pie too? Who doesn't love some good cherry pie? Where do you prefer to sit in the theater? So my first choice is as far away from other people as possible. So if there's people kind of in the middle, halfway up, then I'll move around. But if I'm in the theater alone by myself, I like to be about halfway up, right dead center. And it just depends on the theater too. So like the theaters that are the closest to me, they're old school theaters. And so they're not like stadium seating. So I'll sit a little bit closer. But the newer theaters that are second closest to me, those are stadium seating. So I'll sit a few rows higher, so I kind of have the better view. So it just depends on the theater. But stadium seating, I would say, when you walk in and you could go down, I'm not doing that unless I have to. If you could go up, I usually go up like maybe to the second or third row and go to the middle, right about there. To me, I think that's like the sweet spot right there. Fast fact, Aaliyah, 1 in a Million music album was actually recorded in Detroit, according to Missy Elliott, but finalized in New York studios. Nice. And now, Jude, is she the one? No, it was Left Eye that died like in the plane crash, right? Is Aaliyah still around? I can't remember. So many starlets, have and musicians and stuff have died at different reasons and stuff, crashes or things. But let's see. 1 in a Million is Woe to me now. Yeah, and I wish I could play a song. I totally would play it, but YouTube would be like, no, and they would shut me down. So I can't do that. Were the movies you bought in Vegas more cheaper than California? Not necessarily. And I will tell you this, movie prices between Texas, and I've gone movie hunting this year in Chicago, in Texas, in California, Nevada, and Arizona. 5 different. So let's go by city. Chicago, Phoenix, Vegas, Los Angeles. Chicago, Phoenix, Vegas, Los Angeles. Oh, and Dallas. I guess that would be 5 at least. So 5 different cities I've gone movie hunting, and they're all like about the same price. There's nowhere like, especially used, like resold movies are typically about the same price. You might find a good deal here or there. You might find one store that sells them a little bit cheaper than others, but basically they're the same price. It's not like gasoline where they add a whole bunch of taxes here in California and we pay $2 more a gallon than everywhere else. At least Texas. I know Texas is at least $2 a gallon cheaper than here. But I think movies are about the same. First track, One in a Million. Oh, yeah. Okay. I got that one already. Aaliyah was a plane. Left Eye was a car. Okay. Aaliyah was given a sleeping pill and put in a place and it crashed. Oh, put in it like an airplane that crashed after sleeping. God, yeah, it sucks. So, I mean, in a sense, maybe it's a good thing she didn't know she didn't have to go through the experience of the plane going down. Hopefully she was asleep for that. But man, how tragic. And that's why I thought she had passed away too. But yeah, it sucks. Cheese and crackers. Hey, cheese and crackers are legit, man. That's legit. That's legit stuff. Or especially even, I know, and this is kind of like not exactly fine dining or anything, but you get a little can of spray cheese, man. Little cheese whiz action on them saltines. And that's good stuff right there. That's good stuff. The first track, Intro to the One in a Million album. Okay. Nice. And Aaliyah, 1 in a Million. Gosh. And I know. Why am I spelling that right? IYAH. ALIY. Yeah. Oh, no, because she's AA. That's right. There she is. Yeah. I'll have to check that out because I know like Aaliyah, like back in the day, because gosh, what is born in 79, died in 2001. So yeah, it was like late 90s when she was like really popular, right? Mid-late 90s. You know who, gosh, what's her name? I forget the other girl. There was another girl that was like I was really into back then. Brandy and Monica. Remember they did that song, The Boy Is Mine? And I think like Brandy was good, but I think I liked Monica better. What songs? I can't remember what song she had, but man, there's some great music back in the day. And the sad thing now is, man, so much of this music, like, ugh. And I know I sound like an old man going, oh, new music, blah, 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 blah. But so much of it, there's just no talent, and it's all just computer stuff. At least back in the 90s, at least you knew they could sing. Like you hear Taylor Swift sing without like auto-tune or whatever. Ooh, she sounds like a wounded duck. It's horrible. But and even who else did that? Who else got busted? Britney Spears. Remember when her like thing died at or somebody got audio of Britney singing without the, was it Britney? Maybe I don't want, maybe I'm saying somebody else. But they were lip syncing. Oof. Brandy hit and killed somebody with the car back then. No way. Wow. 90s R&B, it wasn't bad. You're right. No, 90s R&B. They had some good stuff. I mean, and that was, so, really like hip hop and rap music really started like in the 70s. But in the 80s, it started getting big. Run DMC and I mean, NWA really started in the 80s. Ice-T. I'm trying to think. Kool Moe Dee. Trying to think of some of the other 80s like hip hop legends. Even like Beastie Boys came out in the 80s. But the 90s is where hip hop really went mainstream, and like hip hop, R&B, and then in 90s rock, so much good. I mean, grunge came out, and you had like bands like Nirvana and Pearl Jam and stuff coming out, and just man, 70s, 80s, 90s music just woo. 2000 came around and it's like, man, we just decided everything was going to be made by computer, and it's rough now. I miss somebody actually holding a guitar and playing. Steve Maris, what up? How you doing? Man, we're just hanging. We are just chilling. Hopefully you're doing well. Let's see here today. Blondie did the first rap song. Yeah, no. Debate me. No, she's talking about some from Mars and eating cars and guitars and some I can't remember the song exactly, but I know what you were talking about, Jude. I know exactly what you're talking about with Blondie. Yes, it's considered a golden era as far as hip hop. Yeah, the 90s, definitely. Oh man, so many great albums. Rapture, yes, that's it. Yep. I did know this, Jude. I did know this. Yeah. Man, yeah, so much great music from way back in the day. It's funny too, because like we talk about movies, and so many, especially when we talk about horror movies, so many people go like, "Oh man, you want to debate decades," and I think most consensus, the vast majority of people, if you voted, I would say the vast majority of people would say, whether it was a majority or not, but more people than any other decade would say the 80s are like by far the best decade for horror movies. Now with music, man, you could really debate, but to me, man, the 70s, man, the music that came out in the 70s. Now, I mean, there's some great music that came out in the 80s too, and even the 90s, but man, the 70s, because you think in the 70s, man, all the bands that were still around from the 60s and 50s, and then the bands that were coming up, man, like, I mean, gosh, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, forget about it. How could you even compare? Oh, DJ Master Flash, was he first? I think, is it Grandmaster Flash? I don't know, but for shits and giggles, let's Google who. Let's see. Let's just go with what was the first rap song. Let's see what this says. So there are multiple matches for the first rap song, including songs recorded in the 1940s and 70s. So now, with that in mind, I have heard, and there is truth to this, because there are recordings from back in the 40s of places, maybe like down in New Orleans or whatever, where you hear like these African-American singers. I don't know if they were singing, what genre they were singing, but it was, I mean, before, it was like, we're talking before like Motown and stuff like that, where I mean, like back in the day, and they're like rapping, different from the rap that we got like now, but there's stuff from way back then. So now Google, as far as it says, the first rap song ever, as far as what we consider rap, is Rapper's Delight from the Sugar Hill Gang, which came out in 1979. But let's see, when did Rapture come out? When did Rapture by Blondie come out? 1980. So if that came out in 80, now Rapper's Delight, if that came out in 79, apparently would have beat Blondie by a year. What up, Australia? Jared, how you doing? Man, there's a chance my daughter is not, I mean, within reason, a lot closer to you than me, because she's in the Navy and she's on a ship somewhere out in the Pacific Ocean. But man, how you doing down there in Australia? It's so Australia, it is like basically wintertime down there. Is it like cold and like snowy down there? Or I mean, like, I guess it would depend on what part of Australia you're in, because I think the outback, like, that's pretty like hot and dry like all year, right? But how you doing down there? Diddy going away? He knew all the good women or young girls in hip hop. Diddy is sick, and so if everything they're saying about Diddy is true, it is very crazy to think. And I just, because like Diddy with Notorious B.I.G. and Mace and Diddy, like, man, they put out some great music. You think about all the music that came out from, because of Diddy or released through him or whatever by his label and stuff. It's great music. But hey, I mean, you know, we know good people can turn bad and do dumb things and wind up in jail. It happens, you know, but that sucks. Antonis, can I please answer your question? Let's see. Can you remind me how much money it was to rent a movie at Blockbuster in Hollywood Video? So I think, if I remember right, and I don't know toward the end, but I would say back like in the 80s and at least early 90s, I think you got like 3 nights for like $3. And as time went on, I think it was more like 3 nights for like $5 or something. But if I remember right, it was basically like $1 a night, but you had to rent it for like 3 nights. So I think it was about $3, and you got it for the night you rented it, the next night, and then it had to be back by the third night, if I remember right. Yeah. So 77, is that when Rapture came out from Blondie? There's definitely some creeps in the music industry. No, there's no question about that. Yeah, but there's creeps in comedy. I mean, look at Bill Cosby. There's creeps in TV. Look at freaking Harvey Weinstein. I mean, like any industry you go to, there's going to be creeps and weirdos, people trying to take advantage of you, and it's sad, but it's a part of life. It should not be, but it is. And I think as society, we're moving forward. And so one of the best things, not to get in politics, but one of the best things about the United States is you have one party that's like, no, we don't want that. And another party's like, we need this. And by the pushing and shoving back and forth, eventually we move forward and get things done. Not as fast as we need to sometimes, with like civil rights and stuff like that. Like we still got work to do. But I think as some of these people are being outed, it's moving society in the right direction. You know, and like then you get a good cause, like the Me Too movement, which was, initially supposed to be a good cause, and then you got people taking advantage of it. And that's where you have to be careful as things go on, because not everybody that was claiming Me Too deserved the Me Too. But which is bad, because then the people that really needed that help or support, and then they get like, shit on or whatever. But as a society, I think we're moving in the right direction, not quick enough, but it is what it is. Any business you go to, there are shitheads, and that's unfortunate. Deadpool fanatic, what up? That's right. 5 a.m. live stream. We've been going, for an hour and 47 minutes already, just chilling, talking, hanging, talking about movies. And if anybody didn't see my pickups, I can go through those again. I was reviewing my pickups that I got while I was out there in Vegas. Went to Zia and hoarded up, and got a couple of Funkos from John Ward that he picked up for me. And I got from him when I was out there. That's true. The people who created our checks and balances were brilliant. No. See, and Jay, that is the brilliant thing about it. And one thing, and this is, so I get it. People go like, "Oh, Trump's not a good guy," or people go, Biden's old and sleepy. This is the brilliance of the U.S. Constitution. It is designed, and they were smart enough to write it. And you think about how young some of these people were. It's crazy. Back in the 1700s, a lot of these guys, you would be shocked if you don't know how old they were. A lot of these guys that wrote the Declaration of Independence and signed it were like freaking 18 to 30 years old, somewhere in that. Like now we would go like, oh, if somebody's writing the Declaration of Independence for the Constitution, they'd be like, in their 40s, 50s, 60s, something like that. No, they were essentially children. I mean, almost that, not children, but to me, I'm an old man now, but just the vision they had to protect the people from the government, to limit the powers of the government so they can't get too crazy. So good. And, if they didn't do a good job, the country would have imploded a long time ago. So, man, we do, I am eternally grateful that those people had the balls to sign the Declaration of Independence and were smart enough to write the Constitution. Got up to pee. What's up? I'm heading back to bed. TC, get some rest. Thanks for dropping in for a second. Yeah, but back then they were approaching. I know. Isn't that crazy? Like back then, a girl 13, 14 years old was becoming a mom, and that was the norm. It is crazy. Deadpool, I don't think I'm going to go see Twisters. It does not, to me, it does not look good. Watching the trailer, and I saw that trailer too many times. There are people running as the Twister's coming, and there's a car right behind them. The car blows away, but the people are fine. Let's do the math. Car weighs 5,000 pounds. Person weighs 200 pounds. Why is the person not blown away before the car? Nope. I don't think I'm going to see Twisters. I don't think I'm going to do that. I remember $10 to rent even VHS mid-late 90s. And Judah, and I cannot debate you on that. I'm sure you are correct. I just know that by like 94, I was going in the Marine Corps. And from like 94 for like at least a decade, I didn't watch movies. I didn't. I was so many other things going on. If there was a movie on, it was because, like, once I started having kids, like, it was for the kids. It was like a little kid movie or something. There was a long time where I didn't watch movies. Like when Scream came out, I didn't see Scream for years after it came out. Pardon me while I crack open another Diet Coke here. Let's see here. Lost my spot. Where are we at? Did you see Abigail? You know what? So I did not see it in theaters, and I wanted to, but I was sick when it came out, so I couldn't go see it in a theater. Then, because I had just gotten back from Vegas, and Matt got sick, and he said he tested positive for COVID, and I got sick, so I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm resting, and I was sick for like a couple weeks. It was bad. But then I was gonna go buy it, but good friend of mine who will remain nameless got an extra one or two from a like promotional thing, and so I have one coming my way. I just have not physically received it yet, so I have not seen it yet, but I will. I was very excited to see that movie, but I just missed it being in theaters. So I'm really hoping Abigail is great. I want it to be good. Let's see here. Yep, live in the morning. That's what we're doing it. We're just doing it. We're just here live chilling. Yeah, but back then they were. Oh yeah, we talked about that. Rapture, January 12th, 1981, 1977. I thought you need to relook it up. No, I know. Well, and I'm seeing 1980, Jude. I'm seeing 1980. I think maybe Google is goofy or something, but I want to say I thought like 70s as well. I thought for sure 70s. Antonis, do you like Jaws? That's a tough question, Antonis. That is a tough question. So behind me, up there on the shelf, I have a Richard Dreyfuss autographed Jaws Funko. Jude sent me a copy of Jaws because I didn't own Jaws, and I would be a fool to sit here and say Jaws is not a good movie. It's a classic. It is a classic. It's considered one of the greatest horror movies of all time. I get this. But again, being monster movies are not typically my favorite subgenre of horror franchise, of the horror genre. It is not my favorite. And it's been forever since I've seen Jaws. And I haven't seen all the Jaws movies either. So I don't know where I'd rate it. I need to rewatch. I need to. And that's when Jude sent it. I was like, okay, I will watch it. But I'm sorry, not Jude. When Gale sent it. Gale sent me Jaws. I was like, I got to rewatch it, but I just haven't gotten around to yet. So I can't answer that question right now, Antonis. A while back, I would have told you no, but I'm trying to be a little more open-minded now. And so maybe when I rewatch it, I'll be able to give you a better idea of how I feel about it. Basically, it's like watching annoying teenagers. Let's see. I watched 5 minutes. I don't like new acting and cinematography. Ooh. Are we talking about Twisters? Okay, are we talking about Twisters here? Basically, it's like watching annoying teenagers somehow handed technology and have degrees in tornadoes. The cast can't even hold a match to the original. See, TC, that's what I feel. And I haven't seen it, but that's kind of what I feel Twisters is going to be. When you are talking Bill Paxton, Helen Hunt, forget it. You are not going to touch the original cast with this new cast, and it doesn't look good to me. And now, as much as the first trailer looked great, Aliens Romulus, I've seen 2 different trailers. The new Aliens movie, the first one looked so good, and I was so pumped. And then I saw a second trailer, and I was like, holy shit. They're going to ruin this because it's a bunch of young bozos running around that look like the cast from Twisters. But it's Twisters in space with an alien. So I don't know how Alien Romulus is going to be, but that type of cast is frustrating. The problem is the high up people and in the studios are like, no, we need to target the audience. It's going to actually spend the money to go to the theater to watch these movies, when they don't realize there are still the old farts like myself that will go out and spend money to watch a movie. Maybe we're in the minority compared to, teenagers or early 20 folks that are going out to watch movies, maybe. But when they target that younger audience, man, it makes it tough. It makes it tough for those of us that just want a good story and we want a good story. We want, a good cinematography. We want, a good soundtrack, different things. We want to see stuff. We want to be entertained without having to put an agenda or without having to target an audience. Don't write me a story. Write a story and tell me a good story. Don't go like, what would a 21-year-old enjoy? Just write a good story. That's all we need. And so when the studios get involved and they put too much influence from the business side of things, it really makes it hard. So now you'll be heading out. Nice. Have you been drying out lately? Or if we're talking about alcohol, not necessarily, but I have not like intentionally bad. I just don't drink that much. I only drink like socially. And that's if, I've got something going on. So, but it's funny because I was in Vegas for a couple days for a movie shoot, and I didn't drink, not a sip, not a drink, not a drop of alcohol at all. But, oh, look at this. Hi, look at that. This is my Aunt Debbie. What's up, Debbie? How you doing? Wow, that's cool. First time I've ever seen you come on a video. Very nice. And it's like, I don't know if you're at home or not, but it is 2:00 in the morning. What are you doing up? I'm up. But it's funny, Debbie. We were talking. Somebody asked about crumble cookies a little while ago, and I was telling a story how Jeff brought crumble cookies over here for Dominique's high school graduation. So we're talking about, it's funny, I was mentioning Jeff a little while ago, but that's cool to see you drop in. Oh man. And yeah, I know I have failed. I need to call you. I need to call lots of people in family. My bad. Life has been wonky. It's been very wonky lately. I got a lot of changes in life over the last couple months, but love you, Debbie. Very cool to see you dropping in here. We need a bigger boat. What is there? Is there too many people? Is there too many? No, there's only 22 watching right now. I think we'll all fit on this boat. You want to see something permanent? Boom, boom, boom. Well, are you guys referencing something that I'm missing here? Just watched Suburban Commando for the first time. Didn't realize Shelley Duvall was in. Oh, really? Man, I got it. It's been forever since I've seen Suburban Commando, like forever. But man, rest in peace, Shelley Duvall. Man, I didn't even know she was in hospice, but she had Alex Leba spent some time with her, did a video with her. She was in that movie, which thank God we get one last movie from her. I don't know if that's out yet or not. I forget the name of it, but she had that part in that movie. Man, I got my picture. It's a picture of Stanley Kubrick and Shelley Duvall, and they're both smiling. I absolutely love it because we know by the time The Shining was done filming, they were not both smiling. But they're both smiling, and they're both, Kubrick's looking at Shelley Duvall, she's smiling, he's smiling, and it's signed by Shelley Duvall, which I'll obviously never get Kubrick to sign it because, he's been gone for a while now. But I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite autographs. But man, yeah, rest in peace, Shelley Duvall. What an amazing, it's such a unique look. And like in Popeye as Olive Oil, man, was she good. And in The Shining, like, oh man, she was such a talented actress. I heard my name, but I was busy killing a big fat centipede in my kitchen. Oh, sorry. I think Jude. So I think I meant to say Gale because I was talking about mailing me Jaws, and I think I said Jude, and I meant to say Gale. Remakes suck. Typically, I'm not a fan of remakes either. Yep. There's been a few, and I can't think of them offhand, but there have been a few, but not too many. Are you going to see the Peter Pan horror movie? I don't know, because like I watched Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and it was so hard to get through. And then it was like a couple weeks later or whatever, we got like right around that time we got Cocaine Bear, and it was like, ooh, Ray Liotta's last movie. This is crazy, kind of based on a true story, and ooh, it sucked too. So I don't know, because we're getting now this wave of horror movies based on old cartoon characters or like old Disney characters and stuff, and I just don't expect any of them to be good. My guess is I'll probably wait and hear some reviews, and if people start coming out of the woodwork going, oh, it's great, you got to check it out, then maybe I will. But I don't think I'm going to be rushing out to check that one out. I'm putting your box together still, which I mentioned in the video. I tagged you. I have an open copy of Alice, Sweet Alice. I need to find it. I found my old copy though. Whoa. Wow. So you know what's funny, Jude? I have, look at this on my list right here. A girl walks alone at night. Adam Chaplin 1 and 2, Afflicted, Along Came a Spider, and Alice, Sweet Alice are my A's. And I had Alice, Sweet Alice in my hand at Zia Records the other night. I had Alice, Sweet Alice in my hand. But it was going to be, because it's a boutique title, it was going to be at least $30. And so I was like, do I want to spend $30 on this? And so that was one of the ones that I'm like, I need this in my collection, but I have so many. Like I picked up all these. I was like, I've got to draw the line somewhere. So that one didn't get in the cart. But if you got an extra copy, Jude, that might solve that problem right there. Steamboat Willie. Steamboat Willie. Man, they're not making a Steamboat Willie horror movie, are they? Well, let's see. Screamboat. Will there be a Mickey Mouse Steamboat Willie horror film set? There is going to be a Steamboat Willie horror movie. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh, low IQ people like Cocaine Bear. Man, I was so excited for Cocaine Bear. Like the cast looked fun. The idea of a bear crazy going around, on cocaine, it seemed like it was going to be so much fun. It wasn't. It wasn't. You paid that. I don't know. But if you, and here's the thing, I don't know how long you've had it, Jude, but Alice, Sweet Alice. And I mean, maybe if you have like a release that's not from Arrow Video, maybe you didn't, but from Arrow, yeah, it looks like, well, it was, so, and this was Zia Records. So sometimes Zia Records is a little more expensive than like what Arrow would sell on their website, especially if it's during the sale. Let's see here. Shopping and movie distributors. Arrow Video. I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to see if I can figure out what it would be if Arrow still has any left. Oh, Alice, Sweet Alice Blu-ray is $17. Now, I was holding, I believe, a 4K in my hand, but you can get the Blu-ray for $17. Now, it says MSRP is $39, but man, are they? Yeah, $17 for the Blu-ray. See, like for a Blu-ray or 4K, especially when you're talking about a movie from what, 1976, I think. Do you need a 4K? Like, you could probably be okay with the Blu-ray. You'd probably be okay with the Blu-ray. I think they're also making Steamboat Willie horror game also Cocaine Bear was neat. Cocaine Bear. So the Cocaine Bear. The only scene that I really liked was the ambulance when they like fell out of the back of the ambulance. The bear was in there and stuff. Otherwise, man, it was such a disappointment. It was such a letdown for me. But if anybody else liked it, more power to you. I'm happy for you. I didn't care. But Steamboat Willie horror game. Okay, then that kind of makes sense. Take that franchise and run with it and make the money you can make. And I'm not mad at them for doing it. If it's fun, then let's go check it out. Happy 420. Well, Sean 420. Depending on where you are in the country, it would be 420 right now. If you're like, hold on, if you're in the great state of Texas, got to be careful because there's people sleeping. I'm the weirdo that's awake. But if you are in the Lone Star State, it is definitely 420 right now. But Sean, aren't you East Coast time? You're over there in New England, right? So it should be 520 over there for you. If I know my stuff, if I got my facts in order. I think both copies I have are original DVD releases. Oh, nice. Even better. I like. So, because I mean, you get these boutique labels and, they put everything out and they got their own artwork and stuff. Getting the original artwork, the original movie, that's the way to go. That is the way to go. If you get the original stuff, that's what I'm all about. And the thing is, again, a movie from 1976 is going to look just fine on DVD. Just fine. So I doubt you paid $30 then. Because you know how these boutique labels, they like a movie you might have been able to buy in a store for $10 or whatever, they're going to charge you $30. Does DVD matter? DVD doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me at all. I don't care. 100%. Especially like you look at my movies. I mean, this is the first section I just grabbed here. These are all DVDs. Morning Wood, Mr. Hell, Mr. Jones, Muck, and Mummy. So I mean, I watch DVDs. I don't have any problem with DVDs. If I'm buying something newer and it's on Blu-ray or something or 4K, I'll try and get that. I mean, like just grabbing chunks at a time of movies. I would say probably 3/4 of all my movies are DVDs. I don't have a problem with DVDs. Plus, my eyes are starting to go, because you see I'm rocking the granny goggles here. Yeah. Sometimes it don't matter if it's 4K because I can't see it anyways. Okay, cool. Just in case, old horror, and it's really good. Nice, love it. Rocker Village, what up? 100% a DVD guy. Nice, and there ain't nothing wrong with that, especially because you could walk into Walmart, and if you're just buying the DVDs and stuff, you can get the brand new movies. Or if you want it 4K, you're gonna spend $30. You want Blu-ray, you're gonna spend $20. You get it for $10, so you could buy 3 movies for the price of one. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. There ain't nothing wrong with that. And that's like going to Walmart now, because when you go out shopping, for most of us in our neighborhoods, there's not that many places we can go buy movies anymore. I mean, Walmart, because Target has barely any movies at Target. You're not going to Best Buy. Typically, I mean, for the most part, Barnes and Nobles don't have, very, very small amount of movies anymore. So if you're going looking for just a regular store shopping for movies, it's basically Walmart now. So if you're going to Walmart, they load up on them DVDs. So you go out and hoard up on all kinds of goodness over there. And then there's some, for example, I'm gonna just pull this one off the shelf here because look at this, Meatballs. I don't know that I want to watch this in 4K. Meatball. Come on, Meatballs. I don't think I want to watch a 4K version of this. And Sean, a VHS. VHS might even be a more appropriate way to watch this than a DVD even. So, yeah. Yeah. Looking at here you go. What about this? Here's one that I definitely don't think I would ever want to upgrade of. Meet the Feebles. Would you really want to watch this in 4K? I don't think so. I think this is good, just like this on DVD. So, yeah. Yeah, you see? Yeah. I enjoy the special features the boutique labels have. No, and you are correct. So now, at least if you are spending that money to get the boutique label, it is all about the special features. You are correct. And so, where is... drop my I'm dropping all. I dropped a speaker and my glasses case. So yeah, if you're dropping money, like for example, for like New York Ninja, a movie like New York Ninja, it's a goofy kind of fun movie, but when you open it up and it has like, you know, the whole like I love Ninja or I love New York Ninja, and you get the booklet and all this stuff. That's what really makes these. Oh, that's why I couldn't open it up, because the little strappy strap thing was in there wrong. That's what really makes the boutique labels fun is the little goodies, the bonuses you get there. Put that back in there. I saw you know what? And I got VHS tapes over here. Not too many, but I do have some. Like of course Manhunter. Gotta have Manhunter. I got that. Speaking of balls, there's a Spaceballs 2 in the works. I know, and I hope. Knocking on wood, because I don't even want to say this with all the celebrities that have been passing away lately, as old as he is, but I really hope Mel Brooks is around when they get that done and that comes out. It would be, and I don't, you know, would he be at a premiere of it or whatever? You know, I don't know at his age, but Mel Brooks, what an absolute legend, and would love for him to be around when that comes out. So hopefully, we'll see. I have Scream 1 to 3 on VHS. Oh, that's cool. And first 3 Indiana Jones on VHS. Wow, along with various movies, still with a Panasonic VHS player, still working. Nice. What is mine? Oh. The VCR I got over here is an Emerson. It's an Emerson, but man, I have one, and I don't have a player for it, but I have one Betamax over here of what movie is it? It's like a taboo horror movie. Drawing a blank. But I don't know where to play it. I need a Betamax. I'm hoping one day walking through like a thrift store or something, I run across a Betamax player sitting there. Can you do a review on the Hulk Hogan beer? Oh, Hulk Hogan has a beer? What? I did not know that. I think we've at some time or another reviewed a bunch of different, like, did we review the Megadeth? Because like Megadeth had a beer, Iron Maiden had a beer, Metallica. Well, Metallica had the whiskey. What's it called? Blackened. That I tried with Wet Movie 1 and son of a bitch. I'm horrible. I'm so horrible. Why am I drawing a blank on those 2 dudes' names? David and I'm an asshole. Forgive me. But we tried that when we had cigars and stuff. But I've tried Conor McGregor's Proper 12, but I did not know Hulk Hogan had a beer. That's crazy. I'll definitely look for that, James. I will definitely look for that. I've always been a DVD guy. Always. And by the way, I'm 100% a physical copy guy. Those that only rely on digital one day won't have Wi-Fi. Then we'll all see. No. Horror Fields. So this was never more like not important, but obvious. Having physical media was never a more obvious choice than 2 nights ago when the internet of the world came crashing down and people couldn't go on their computers and the airplanes were shut down. Thank you, David. Aaron. God damn, I suck. I am so, you know, they say apparently there's shit in Diet Coke that makes your brain cells go away. And so I think I've been drinking too much Diet Coke and it's really like getting to me. Or also for like over 20 years, I've been on omeprazole for like heartburn, acid reflux. And now there's like reports that like omeprazole has shit in it that causes like dementia or something. So I hope I'm not losing my mind. I hope I just suck at names. But yes, David, such David and Aaron, Web Movie 1 and I were at I'll never remember that cigar lounge name. That's irrelevant. But we were at that cigar lounge having some blackened whiskey and whatever I think there were like James Hetfield's cigars, whatever those were called. But that was a fun night. Such a fun night hanging out with those dudes doing that. Where were we though? But yes, a couple nights ago when, I mean, basically, yeah, Y2K, you are right. And Y2K happened. I mean, what we were all fearing in Y2K of like computers crashing and going down worldwide, it shut down 911 call centers. It shut down airports. It shut down computers from businesses to people's homes and everything. I mean, the world was in chaos, and it's still not completely 100% all back. So, the idea that we have physical media, and I don't need no internet connection. I could grab one of these off the shelf, pop it in, and I can watch it without internet at all. That is a reason right there to keep some physical media. And just the fact that there's going to be times where some of these movies, good luck. Now, I know Tubi has really done a good job, and there's some other streaming platforms that have brought some of these obscure titles out there. But, you're not going to go find typically like Netflix or one of those movies like Night of the Creeps or, Night Train to Terror, or, No Country for Old Men, Nobody. Yeah, movies like that you will. The Mutilator. Where are you going to find The Mutilator? Now, there are platforms out there now, but will they be around forever? Who knows? Murder by Television or Motel Hell, Mortuary, either one of them. I mean, like a lot of those movies you're not going to see on most streaming platforms forever. So, you want to see some of the obscure, the cool horror stuff, especially a lot of indie movies. Physical media is the way to go. Can't beat a good Coors Light. No. You cannot beat a good Coors Light. You cannot. Do love me some silver bullets. That is for sure. Let's see here. Between now and Tuesday, no idea what it is. Didn't make time to try to figure it out. Did I miss something? Oh, I do astrology since 1998, and something bad was supposed to happen this weekend. Between now and Tuesday, no idea what it is. Didn't make time to try to figure this out. Well, knock on wood, because there have been reports that I don't think it is. I'm going to touch. I'm just going to touch, just a little touchy poo on politics here for a second. There's been reports that the Democrat Party has wanted Joe Biden to step out of the race. There's been reports that Hillary Clinton may step in. There's been reports Gavin Newsom may step in. Maybe Kamala Harris will take over the race. Lots of different reports out there. But they need Biden to step down. Now, Biden has said he won't step down without a medical reason why. If our government is willing to take out JFK, if our government is willing to either take out and or allow Martin Luther King to be killed, if some of these historical figures are allowed to be taken out to move forward our government's agenda, and Biden isn't willing to step out of the way, and now Biden has COVID, we saw whatever, apparently tried to take out Donald Trump last weekend. I think anybody running for president this year needs to be very, very, very careful of every single person around them. And knock on wood, because I don't want to see harm come to anybody, whether I vote for them or not. I don't want anybody getting hurt. But man, the Democrats want Biden out of the way really bad. I worry. So I hope it's not that. Let's see here. Water or unsweetened tea. Try it. I know, Jude. No. So, and the thing is, I love unsweetened tea. In fact, and I have a box of like Lipton tea bags in there that I just need to make, and I do enjoy. But now, part of my obsession and my addiction to Diet Coke started because with my acid reflux, I get acid reflux so bad. it's caused me to have a what do you call this? A Schottky ring, where it's like a narrowing of the esophagus because of like the wear and tear. Spent the night in the hospital from it a while back. It caused me to have like a hiatal hernia. I think that's what it's called, like a little hernia right above the stomach. This heartburn has been not nice to me for a long, long time. When I drink water with the bad acid, it gets in there and mixes up, and it gives me a real bad upset stomach. For whatever reason, the little bubbles in carbonated beverages make my stomach settle. And I have tried sparkling waters or, some of the different other sparkling, or like bubbly drinks. And I hate them all. And the caffeine that's in the Diet Coke and everything has got me addicted. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with Diet Coke. And I need to put it down. I need to put down the Diet Coke, and I need to drink more iced tea and water. You are correct. Yeah, no, tea and water, good stuff for you. Diet Coke, not so much. I know, right? Nothing happened with Y2K. Everybody was freaking out about it, and then we stayed up all night, and nothing happened. Then we went to bed and woke up the next day, and here we are. 24 years later, we're good. Well, I guess we're not good now. A couple days ago. We were good for 24 and a half years, and then a couple nights ago, everything went to shit. Jeff, what up, Jeff? How you doing? I've been become more selective when buying physical media. I like Blu-rays if my favorite horror films or westerns, boutique label stuff. I'm satisfied with streaming newer films. And that's so, Jeff, that's one of the reasons. Like, for example, on my list, I have the movie Jester on there. And I think Jester came out in like 2017. But if you go to IMDb, Jester is rated like 4 out of 10. So that tells me it's not going to be the greatest. It might be fun, but it's not going to be the greatest movie. So instead of buying it for $17 on Blu-ray, I was like, I'm just going to wait, and I'm going to watch it first and stream it. But, the boutique labels, they are really nice to have. And they make, especially, so let me grab one of these real quick. Get out of the way. Boom, 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 boom. Scream Factory putting out the Halloween movies with the really nice box and the cool looking artwork and stuff. Having stuff like this is really cool. But at the same time, if I just had Halloween, like especially Halloween, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on DVD, it'd probably be fine to watch. But these are kind of cool to have. So I get what you're saying. I do. I really do. Let's see here. I live in Arizona, so nothing happened over here. Not that you know. Well, nice. Yeah, no, Vegas. In fact, I knew 2 people that were stuck in the airport in Las Vegas because of the shutdown. But like Vegas, I think San Francisco, Boston, LaGuardia, and like a few airports around the country were just shut down. So it's crazy. And then they were saying if you had like a computer, if you were on your computer and you turned it off and then turned it back, like reboot it or whatever, it was just going to freeze up on that blue screen. So, but I'm glad nothing happened to you. Or you could sail the seas if you know that's an option. No. Definitely sail in the seas. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Now, piracy is not a victimless crime. Yes, I agree. I understand that. But now, what if I let's just hypothetically say this, and I'm talking to you, oh, Mr. Drummer of Metallica, oh man, he's turned into such a douchebag. So, dear Mr. Drummer of Metallica, I owned all your CDs. I bought Ride the Lightning. I bought Kill 'Em All. I bought Master of Puppets. I bought Justice. I bought the Black Album. And beyond that, I don't want to listen to your music. Load, Reload. Like, there's a couple good songs here and there, but for the most part, I'm good. I don't need Metallica after the Black Album. I owned all those. Garage Days, Revisited. I don't need any of the newer ones. But the fact that I went to, for the most part, the warehouse and bought your albums for like 16, 17 bucks back in like 90, 91, 92, 93, 94. In 1990, 16 bucks was expensive. So the fact that I spent that money and I want to be able to listen to your music now, who has, in general, CD players handy. My computer don't even have a CD drive. Like, I have to get an external if I want to play a movie or a music on my computer. What am I going to do? But I already bought your music, so I may or may not have sailed the seven seas to, reacquire some of that music to be able to listen to it. And I don't have a problem with that because I already paid for it. But I know, you can sail the seas and find a lot of things out there. You really can. You really, really can. I gladly pay a few bucks for a ad-free Tubi. Awesome library. No, Tubi does have an amazing library. It really does. And I've gotten to the point now, just because we put through our cell phones. We have our cell phones through Verizon, and so through Verizon, we have a few different streaming services. I think Netflix is one of them. So we even have commercials with Netflix now. I could upgrade and get rid of them, but I'm like, to save the money, I don't know. At this point, I'm just like, I'll rather watch physical media. Or if I'm watching something kind of new or whatever, if I got to watch a commercial, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. Now, there are some on Tubi where you're like, okay, maybe throughout the whole thing, you're watching a commercial in the middle, one or two during the middle, one at the beginning and then like one or two in the middle. But it gets old when there's commercials like every 10 minutes. And I know you're not alone, but I don't think Tubi ever plans on having a paid ad-free subscription. I don't think they're going to do that. Save your DVDs. I've got a lot of DVDs, but DVDs, yes, but CDs, I was thinking CDs, music CDs. I got a lot of music CDs out in the garage, but I'm just like, man, they are taking up space. I'm never going to listen to them again. What do I do? But I literally have an external hard drive over here that has almost just under 1 terabyte of music. And I mean, literally, it would take, if I just played it to play it all, it would probably take months to get through all that music. But because I mean, there's a lot of bands that I have the complete discography on there. But I don't know. I got my music there now. I'm happy. And then I got a little thumb drive, so I'll take some and put it on there so I can take it in my car and stuff. As time goes, physical media will be more important for you to have and own. You are right, Horrorfields. No, 100%. Because like you go, it's just so sad that you go to stores and they don't sell it anymore. And I get it. But the problem is, like Best Buy, they didn't sell enough to make it worth keeping it because it was so damn expensive. Make it more affordable. Like you've had it on streaming. It's been on streaming. And like to print this cost you less than $1. Let's just say it cost you $5. And you've been streaming the movie. People could pay to download it. People watching it on HBO or whatever. And then they want to buy a physical media copy. Do you really need to charge them $30? Like, no. If they would have adjusted their prices, they would be fine. But it's funny. I walked into Best Buy because I was looking for a hard drive the other day. I walk into Best Buy and I go back. I was like, well, I'm going to go see what they put where the movies were. And it's just boxes of like cardboard boxes of stuff that, they have nothing to put there. They got nothing to put there. Why not leave the movies? I enjoyed walking around looking at the movies. I'd buy movies from them. I bought a lot of movies from Best Buy over the years. Make your prices affordable. Make it reasonable. Bring the movies. But the aisles next to where the movies used to be at Best Buy, they still have Legos. They still have Funko Pops. They still have NECA figures. They still have all this other stuff that sits there and goes nowhere. Like nowhere. They got all this crap. But they get rid of the movies. You're an electronics store. What are you doing with Legos? What are you doing with NECAs? And if you're not going to sell movies, what the hell are you going to do selling NECAs at a place like Best Buy? I'm damn sure not walking into Best Buy to buy a Funko Pop. That's like the last place I'm going to go for a Funko Pop. But they got those. Just no movies. Put the Funkos and the NECAs. Buy the horror movies. Or buy the movies, like, hello. Like, just look at Zia Records. Look at Amoeba. Look at these companies. Look. You're going to sell things. There's things that make sense to go together. Legos make 0 sense being a Best Buy, but they got them, and they don't have movies. 2000 showed up, and the rumors were rumors. Nothing happened. Yep, exactly. And hopefully, with whatever is supposed to happen with the astrology thing, hopefully there's nothing. I'm so proud that Hulk Hogan did a great speech, RNC. It was amazing. I loved it. And I'm with you. I'm sure Jude is not. But I'm with you. And this is one of the coolest things about Jude. And this is, even Jude and I, sometimes we're like, well, what about this? Or what about this? Or what about this? Being able to talk about our differences in our beliefs and our opinions is great. And it's healthy. And if you can't have different opinions about things, there's no basis for your friendship. And I love open-minded people, and I love talking about things with open-minded people. And it's a tough time, and it's a crazy time, but yeah, I enjoyed it. And Hulk Hogan ripping off the shirt and stuff, like, that's kind of cool. Even though, like, dude's really old now, but still kind of going back and then watching, because Hulk Hogan did like a little bit of a Randy Macho Man Savage impersonation, and I was like, that's badass. I was like talking to Cinestalker about that, and we're like, man, you got Hulk Hogan doing Macho Man? It was amazing. It was amazing. It was cool. Look at this, Robert C. the Legend. What up, Robert? Man, Robert. Listen, I'm gonna run through the pickups again, because I got one that made me bring up Robert earlier. So these are what I picked up. I'm gonna go through real quick, just again, because a lot of you have probably seen these. The pickups I got in Vegas when I was at Zia Records. I got the collection because I had the collector. And the exciting news is that supposedly the third one is finally going to get made. The Collected, I think, is going to be the title. Got Infinity Pool with Mia Goth, little steelbook action. Near Dark, talking about DVDs. No problem here. Near Dark with Bill Paxton, Lance Henriksen. And Death by VHS. And then all 3 of the Punisher movies. Love the Punisher. And then Invitation to Hell. And somebody on here had recommended Nefarious, so I picked that up. And Wild at Heart. I'm very much looking forward to checking this movie out. Never seen that. And then look what I got, Robert. Look at that. Look at that. God Bless America. I'm very much looking forward to watching that. Everybody is saying that's a pretty wild ride. Let's see. Nope. Biden had COVID-19 during the debate and didn't know. During the debate he had it? Because he has it now, right? So, yeah. That's crazy. To be frank, I don't think anyone wants Trump versus Biden 2.0 Dawn of Justice. Daniel, so I know this I'm not trying to start anything. I'm just going to be completely honest, because I'm for a few years now I've been hiding or not talking about where I am politically at all. And this is YouTube, and we're supposed to be talking about movies and fun stuff. And so that's typically where I want to stay. But I will tell you this. I think Trump did a phenomenal job last time. My gas price was about $2 a gallon. It's like $5 a gallon right now for gasoline. I just paid $409 for my electricity bill. $409. Before Biden got in office, I never paid more than $179. Never. I mean, I could show you my $409 electricity bill. Never. Things were cheaper when Trump was in office. That's what I vote for. I don't vote for the man. I vote for the policies, and the policies when Trump was in office saved me a lot of money. And that's what. So I am very happy with Trump, and I love his pick. JD Vance, if you have not seen the movie Hillbilly Elegy, it is a phenomenal movie. I just watched it earlier today. I didn't realize it was about like a senator and all that stuff a while back. But I love that movie. And to me, if you watch that movie and see the shit that he was dealt, and then he went in the Marine Corps and went to college and did all this stuff without anybody like Trump. We know Daddy gave Trump a lot of money for him to get his business started. This guy started from nothing, and now he's on a presidential ticket. That's inspiration right there. For me, I'm excited. you know, but like I said, I know there's people that are not going to agree. So, and I'm not, my thing is, we can agree, we can disagree. The problem is when we start bad mouthing each other or trashing each other. That's what I just can't take that. I just can't take that. If somebody's going to say, oh, all Republicans are idiots or all Democrats are idiots, block. Either way, I don't want to hear either side like negative like that. You can't say all of one race is bad or you're racist. You cannot group all of one people together and say they're all bad or you're whatever the hell, you know, like it's no. I don't want that hatred. I don't have time for that hatred in my life. Difference of opinion, yeah, I'm all about it. Hey, I know where I'm voting, and there's news networks for that. There's some news networks on the other side that I won't watch because I think they're just bad propaganda to make my guys look bad. But I still watch some of the other side. I still the other night after the thing was over, the Republican convention, I watched CNN. I was like, what do they have to say? What is going on? What's going on with Biden? You know, I want to, you know, he is our president right now. I want to know what's going on with him. What's going on with his health? Who's going to be there stepping in? What's going to happen? You know, I think we all would do ourselves a disservice if we don't educate ourselves on everybody and everything. So that's it. We're moving on back to movies. JFK was killed by a lone nut. What are you talking? Oh, my bad, Balzer. My bad. It was one guy. He didn't like the guy. So he just went out and you know, took his little gun up top into the book depository and shot him, right? Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. You see? Yeah. Sure. I'll buy that for $1. You know what's really funny is so going to Dallas, going to Dealey Plaza and going up the book depository twice now. I've been up there twice. I've been to JFK Library. I've been to LBJ Library. It's so weird. You go to JFK's library at the end of the library because you walk through. It's kind of like a timeline. Most presidential libraries are like that. You go through. It's like a timeline. And at the end of JFK's, there's one little, like a little tiny TV screen playing the news about him being shot. And that's it. Done. Hunky-dory, hunky-donkey, hard. You know, like all perfectly going along life. President's going fine. You know, it's crazy. The stuff going on, you know, with Russia and the, you know, the nuclear arms thing and all that stuff. And all that stuff going on with him. A lot of crazy stuff that JFK dealt with as president. And then, oh, he's dead. Okay. And then nothing else. And then you go to LBJ's and there's like no mention of JFK at all. Like you took over for a president who was shot and killed. You were sworn in because the guy before you was assassinated. And there's no mention of that in LBJ's library. Something wrong with that. We are hiding some stuff. There's no question about we are hiding some stuff. We don't want people asking questions. As a little kid, Hulk Hogan was my hero. I'm so proud he spoke up. So here's the thing. The WW, whatever it is, EF, whatever, it would not be what it is without Hulk Hogan. You could name anybody else. It would not be what it is without Hulk Hogan. Back in the day, he was the guy. That would be, I mean, going to see Hulk Hogan in a wrestling. I mean, there's nobody else. Like, for example, in MMA right now. Like Conor McGregor would be, I mean, the idea that Conor McGregor was going to fight in June, boom, tickets sold out like that. But he is still not even on the level. John Jones, anybody, you pick a name. There's nobody in UFC that would be compared to what Hulk Hogan was back in the day. You know, LeBron James, the tool that he is, might think that he's like that much in the NBA, but he's not. And the thing is, like back in the day, everybody loved Hulk Hogan, the Hulkamania, before he did the whole whatever, the bad guy, NWO, whatever it was, or whatever, when he became a bad guy. When it was Hulkamania, man, everybody loved Hulk. He was the, like, far and away number one figure of that entertainment business. And I don't think anybody else in there, like Tom Brady in football, was never what Hulk Hogan was to wrestling. So I just think, you know, and I got to see Hulk wrestle live as a kid. I haven't, been into wrestling in like the last 30 years or more. But yeah, as a kid, man, seeing Hulk live, wow, it was very cool. Sounds like everyone is trying to take each side out. No, I think you're right. I mean, Jude, when it comes to politics, that is a sketchy ass business that I would never wish any of my kids got into. That's for sure. Propaganda, people talking, doing crazy stuff, blah, blah, blah. I turn away. Yeah, it's tough. It is tough. Oh, you have a hiatal hernia? Not fun, huh? Not fun. So, like, man, stuff gets stuck in there and then you burp it up later and everything. Oh, it sucks. Maybe try Coke Zero, some of those soda machines you can make at home. So, and that's I have tried Coke Zero. I don't care for the flavor of it. And the soda things you make at home and stuff, that's a lot of work, man. That's a lot. I just need to get on, get off soda altogether. Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment, who owns Crackle Streaming Redbox Movies, has reclassified from Chapter 11 to Chapter 7 last week. So, and I heard that the red boxes were shutting down, going out of business altogether. And to me, that was kind of just a matter of time, especially all the red boxes out here. You would see the machines, but they'd never be turned on. Like, it's like, why is that thing still sitting there if it's never turned on? Like, let's plug it in, get it work. And then for a while, when they were still on, you'd go there and they hadn't updated the movies in like months. So I get it's tough to justify, paying somebody to go out there and put these movies in and stuff when nobody's renting them. Yeah, that's tough. And to me, a rental service like Redbox, you might as well just stream it. You might as well just stream it because it's not like you're getting. The best thing about Blockbuster was you could go and you could pick up the movie and you could go, Morons for Outer Space. And you could turn it over and you could read what the movie's about. Redbox would have like the little description, like what you would get on here, but not all the details that you get, on actual physical media copy. But I'm just wondering, does that change what's going on with them? Are they still going out? Imagine during a moment like that, you get stuck in an elevator. Oh my God, all day. A moment like what? A moment like stuck in an elevator. What are we talking about? I'm missing what you were mentioning there, Horfield. Sorry. Oh, saw the After Dark yesterday, and I gotta say it was good. I liked it. Nice. Well, glad you liked it, Robert. Yeah, it's you. So people have questioned me about things in the past, like, oh, how can you say this movie's good? And then like this $100 million budget movie, you get a thumbs down. Everything is in perspective. When you look at a movie like The After Dark, which was made for, I don't know, less than $100,000, right? I think I'm guessing. I don't know what its actual budget was, but I'm guessing less than $100,000. And then you have a movie that's made for $100 million. Of course, they're going to be two different things. So you have to look at them differently, like that. And man, there was some craziness, some funniness, and I think out of After Dark, the best thing about it is, hopefully got some good laughs out of it. I paid for 5 Metallica shows. Wow, nice. Gen X is used to commercials. I think you're right. Cody's House of Geek. What up? What up, Cody? How you doing? Nothing lasts forever. That is very true. Nothing lasts forever. Oh my God, where did you get that collection movie? That's awesome. I'm a big collector and the collection fan. Nice. Yeah, no, I got it at Zia Records. So now I have collector and collection. And the good news is that supposedly the third one is finally getting made. You should listen to your CDs. They were expensive CDs when you bought them. People in their 30s want to pay us $2 each, right? Yeah. Nope. Keep your music. Yeah. No. Mine is out there. It's sitting out there, and I do have a one of those rotating players where you can put like 5 discs in out in the garage. But that's really the only place I can listen to my music. Let's see. Yes, we are. I find myself watching old 80s commercials on YouTube all the time. Oh, yeah. That's funny. You're armed, but you don't care. Nope. Gotta be armed. Gotta protect yourself. I am going to tell you this. I am starting to feel kind of crappy all of a sudden. My stomach is getting upset. I think I didn't intend on being alive for almost 3 hours. We're getting to 2 hours, 45 minutes in, and I need to go to bed. My body's telling me, hey, bozo, it's time to get some sleep. So I'm going to read a few more comments, and then we're going to shut it down here. So let's see here. Let's see. Another, I'd like a third was laid to rest, but 3, I guess it got nixed. Oh, a third was laid to rest when the director passed. Another, I'd like a third. Well, Laid to Rest. The movie Laid to Rest. Yeah, you know what? And that's, yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, not that I'm not questioning you. I was not aware. But sorry, I'm getting heartburn right now. Electric bill's nuts. Yep, that's good old California for you. Good old California. Mr. Hankey for president? Yeah, I don't know that I want to poo random for president, but yeah. But man, collection, man, we really need a third one. Oh my God, that's news to me. I'm a diehard. Oh yeah, we talked about that. My bad. It's companies doing that crap. I should tweet someone about our bills. Man, I know. If they would listen, that'd be great. I'd tweet everybody. But man, I vote for movies and fun stuff. There you go. Yes, I'm with you, Mr. Bones. I think we need an age limit in place for presidency. Maybe. Yep. Open-minded discussion in everything important. Absolutely agree. Yep. You got to, or else just don't talk about it at all. Yep. Can you please reply my email? I don't have Instagram anymore. I'll take a look at that. I will check my email. I don't check my email all that often anymore, honestly, Antonis. I'll take a look. Nothing going to happen to Biden. CNN looks like Fox News from Twitter clips. Who owns these channels now? Same people. Yeah, no, I know. It's so wrong. Let's see here. Electricity and stuck in losing electricity. Yeah, that would be horrible. Yep. I enjoyed After Dark. I seen John and PSG, but I couldn't spot you. Oh man, Mr. Bones. There's a scene where I'm standing behind a girl and I'm going, and then I'm moshing. If you see Random Land, Justin Scarred. There's like a mosh pit. I'm in there with Justin Scarred many, many times. I think I make I'm on screen like 11 times during the movie. Hey, OGP, I got gifted the Black Cat by Lucio Fulci movie. Never seen it. Have you? Is it good? I don't know. I don't think I've seen it. Honestly, I don't think I've seen it. We'll have to rewatch and look for it. Yeah, no. If you ever get around to checking it out again, I promise you I'm in there. I have a it's like a dark black, white, and gray camouflage bandana on my head. Look for that. So I look very different with that, not a hat. So, but anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate y'all. I am going to go get some rest now. It is 3:00 in the morning. No movie watching for me tonight, but that's okay. It is time for bed because it is 2:47. No, we've been live for 2:47. It's 3:02 in the morning over here on the West Coast. So I got to get some sleep. 6 over on the East Coast. Probably sun's coming up already. But wow, it's been fun, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. It's been a blast. I appreciate y'all. This was probably about 2 hours longer than I thought it was going to be. But it's been a lot of fun. And I appreciate y'all. And man, have yourselves a good one. Take care. I don't know when I'll be live again. Hopefully Monday or something, because it's going to be a crazy week with Midsummer Scream and San Diego Comic-Con coming up this week. So I don't know. I don't know for sure. But I will see y'all very soon. Have a good one, everybody. Hobo.